take the lead, to go for leadership positions. Whether we like it or not, as women, we're leading in one way or another. We're leading our home, we're leading in our communities. And when we go through like different studies, we find out that when women arise and they do what they're supposed to do in communities, the community is better for it. So that's why we're encouraging ourselves to actually rise up and accelerate action. And the word accelerate, can somebody give me another word for accelerate? Elevate. Fast, like the speed at which we're accelerating, like at which we're doing something. And the reason why it's important to pay attention to that accelerate is because many times we get ideas and we can sit on ideas for so long. I know it's not just me that procrastinates. There are times where you get this idea and you're just not doing anything about it. But today we're trying to empower ourselves to actually go for it. When something comes to mind, go for it immediately. So that's the tone for today. So please feel free to make notes. If you think you're going to remember everything, trust me, you'll be lying to yourself. So make notes, use your phone, use a notepad, use a pen, make notes, and make sure the notes that you're making, that you're actually going to learn something from it and go back to read them. So without wasting our time, we're going to be going to the first thing the first main thing. And I'm going to be inviting the convener of today's event to just tell us the milestones. So she'll be talking about Babes of the Most High, the CIC that she has started. This is actually the second conference. Can we give her a round of applause? Because she's at a conference last year, and this is the second one she's doing after registering the CIC. So she'll be taking us through the milestones of this wonderful CIC and just telling us a lot about it. So ladies, can we give a round of applause as we invite the convener of this event, Tomiwa Dada. And she's a woman with many caps, as we can see, juggling her role as a mom, a wife, a founder, and a woman in ministry. So a round of applause again for her as she comes up.
Thank you so much. Wow, finally we are here. Oh my God, it's been a lot of planning and wow. Thank you so much for coming around. I just want to appreciate everyone for being here. Thank you for making it down here today. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful to God for the opportunity to say today. Yeah. I want to welcome, first of all, I want to appreciate God, and also I want to appreciate my husband for his support, his unwavering support. Yeah, it's been a lot. Thank you so much, babe, for your help. Thank you so much. God bless you. I want to appreciate my team as well. Yeah, they've been wonderful. They've been so wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for being here. I want to appreciate our speakers and our panelists today. Tracy, you're welcome. It's so good to see you at the end of the day. Thank you for coming. She even came early. She came around since around 10 o'clock. Yes, thank you so much for coming today. I feel so honored. Thank you. I know that this seminar is meant for someone. It might not even be more than one person. You understand? At the end of the day, it's not about the number. It's just about the impact. It could be one person or two people that would learn or that would gain something from here today. So I don't want you to be bothered about the empty chairs. Yeah, it happens. So definitely, few people are still coming, but don't be bothered. I want to, how I do my things. Sometimes when I'm addressing people or when I'm doing things, I'm addressing people like I'm talking to 1,000 people, like like I'm talking to like 500 people, or yeah. So let's not be bothered. Yeah, let's just try as much as possible to do all we have to do today. I want to appreciate my sister Hawiwi. That's what I used to call her. Thank you so much. I'm just meeting you for the first time. Yeah, I'm just meeting Tracy for the first time as well today. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Onyinye. Thank you so much for coming today. And my mama, Antonia, thank you for coming. Thank you for the encouragement as well. So quickly, I'm just going to quickly introduce. I'm going to talk about what we do at Babes of the Most High. So Babes of the Most High is actually, it's been registered here. It's called Babes of the Most High Global CIC. So what we do is actually women. We do women things. We empower women. God gave me this vision in the year 2023. You know, I was just in my room, and you know, I just had a revelation overnight, and God told me to reach out to women, to empower women. To, you know, God gave me an example of so many people out there that they are already neglecting themselves. Especially, this is actually majorly some married women that they feel like, I'm married and there's really nothing to do. I'm married and I have children, so I don't need to chase anything. I don't need to bother myself. Yeah, the fact that I have children is enough. I can just concentrate on my children, and I don't have to I don't have to stretch myself anymore. So, but then it's not that way. You know, the fact that you are married, the fact that you have children does not mean you cannot do better. It does not mean you cannot achieve greater goals. It does not mean you cannot be in that position that you have always desired to be. Do you understand? So it's basically, that's what Babes of the Most High is basically all about. So ever since it was founded 2023, October 2023. So God has been helping us as we have been able to reach out to a lot of women out there. Before I go on, I quickly want to introduce my team to you. I really want to appreciate my team. They've been doing a lot. So this is me. See that picture? So this is me. This is who I am. And this is what I'm all about. I'm just all about impact. That is it. I'm all about impact. Yeah, like myself and my husband, we have a foundation in Nigeria called the Temitopetom Wadada Foundation. So that thing is just in us. We love to reach out to people. We love to at least make someone smile. You know, we believe that it's not until you have 20,000 pounds or 10,000 pounds before you can bless people, before you can give. So even in the 100 pounds that we have, it feels so joyful to us to give 50 pounds to someone, you know. So that way you are making impact. You are making someone else's life better. Do you understand? So it's something that is a part of us. And when God gave me the vision, I was not even surprised, because it is what I live for. I don't live, my life is not my own. So I live for whatever God has asked me to do. So that is what I am all about. Thank you. Can you hear me to move today? So this is Omolola Bolide. You can actually read about her here. She's the director. She's been my friend, my supporter. She's been a lot to me. I'm not a lady of many words, actually. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how to put my words together. But this is Omolola Bolide. She's the director of the Babes of the Most High. This is Debbie. So we have a community in Nigeria as well, not only in the United Kingdom. So we reach out we have a WhatsApp community that all of us, we meet to talk, we meet to encourage ourselves, we meet to inspire ourselves, we meet to share our stories, we meet to pray together, because the spiritual aspect is part of it as well. So this is our Nigerian coordinator. This is what she's all about. And she's doing well. She's trying to put things together in Nigeria. This year, by the grace of God, we'll be going to Nigeria to have a major program in Nigeria. Yeah. And this is the assistant coordinator in Nigeria. Oluwatimileyin Samuel. They are doing a lot, and they are planning, in this March, they are planning a major hangouts just for the first time for them to meet together. To know themselves. What we do, one thing I know that we do for the people of the community in Nigeria as well, because actually, Babes of the Most High is all about support. When I was at BCB radio station a few days ago, and when the lady asked me that, what are we all about? I said, we are just all about sisterhood. Yeah. It's just a space whereby you come, you're not afraid to talk about your fears. You're not afraid to talk about what you're going through. Do you understand? So that sisterhood love is there, and we encourage people that when you come to Babes of the Most High, you don't feel neglected. No. So we make sure to inculcate that sisterhood love within ourselves. So even when you are coming to share your past experiences, there is always someone to lean on. There is always someone. We are just there to lean on one another. When someone else, when someone is weak, the other person is ready to pull the person up. So that is what we are all about, really. And the next person, please. So this is Sarah Omole. She is our finance manager. She's the one that handles all the pounds that we are using in this country. Yeah, so she's been a wonderful person as well. She's been here and there. I'm just so grateful for the gift of my team. I won't lie to you. I have the best team ever. I won't lie to you. I have the best, and it's not as if I'm paying them. It's not as if they're just so supportive. They are so supportive, and I'm so grateful to God for them. We have countless numbers of projects that we plan to do. And you see these people giving. They are not tired of giving. They give their money. They give their time. They give their all. So I'm grateful for my team. Next person, please. So this is Oluwateniola Vahan. This is a powerful woman. She's our secretary. Yeah, and also our social media manager. She's the one that does the post most of the time. Not me doing it. She's the one that handles all our social media pages and all that. Yeah. And she's also our secretary. She's in Scotland. Yeah. So can you move to the next one, please? This is Dr. Mujiri Oluwabusayo. She's around. Dr. Shalom, say hello. Yeah. So, so I want to, she's our operations head. She's the one that knows from me, she's even operationing myself. From me to the next. She goes from one department to another to make sure everything is going on fine. Yeah. So I want you to please help me celebrate my team, please. So, I just want to briefly talk about some of our programs. So, this last year we had our first annual event. Billings. Are you on the website? Yeah. Are you there? No, it's okay if you're not there. Okay, so last year was we had our first major conference, Mid Women Conference. Yeah, that was our first event here. And it was powerful. God showed up for us. People turned up. In fact, I was not expecting, because that was the first event I will have hold in this country. But people came, and we were so happy. We were happy that God showed up. And it's going to be an annual conference. So we are going to be having another one in October 25 this year. By the grace of God. That will be our second annual conference, because God gave me the vision in the month of October. Yes. So this year, October 25, is going to be our second annual conference, and it's going to be mighty by the grace of God. The truth is, it's going to be better than last year. It will only get better. So by the grace of God, I hope to see you there. So can you go to the mission and vision statement? I was supposed to actually talk about that first, but Billings. I'm so sorry. I'll soon leave you. I'm so shy. I'm just using. Okay, so this is our mission statement. We are here to create a dynamic, inclusive community of women grounded in faith. Yes, I was talking to someone about, okay, so when we were planning this event, I was trying to, because of in the kind of settings that we find ourselves, I was trying to not to want to put God, not to want to put anything spiritual. Do you understand? I made sure I was just telling myself that. In fact, when we were trying to work on the slides, I said, no, I don't want, because I'm a church person, I said, I don't want to make everything look too spiritual because this is not a church setting. Do you understand? But, I could remember when I was 3 days ago, God kept telling me that, why do you want to remove me out of what I gave you? That was what God told me. So I had to rearrange everything because I don't know. I'm even shaking as I'm saying this because I don't know. I didn't want to because I was thinking the people that are coming, I know some Muslim might want to come, like people from other culture, other religions might want to be here. Do you understand? So I didn't want to make it like too religious, but God did not allow me. Even if you are a Muslim, if you are here, it does not matter. It's nothing. It's one God, yeah. It's one God. So, but God did not allow me. He said, why do you want to remove me out of what I gave you? At the end of the day, God gave me. He made me who I am today because I would have been nothing. Who was I? And when I came to this country 3 years ago, my husband is a singer. He's the one that everybody knows. I used to hide under the popularity of my husband. I talk with that, that's why. You understand? But see how God did a lot of things in 2 years. How God made me to meet a lot of people. A lot of people. I won't lie to you. So I still want to give all the glory back to God. So that's where the faith aspect comes from. So, no, go back. Then we are committed to spiritual growth and dedicated to empowering one another. We strive to create a supportive space where every woman, regardless of their backgrounds or life stage, feels welcomed, valued, and inspired. I would say I can assure you that this is what we do. This is who we are. Because the truth is, even on the WhatsApp community, I know what we do every day. I know how we love up on ourselves every day. I know how when someone is trying to, like, someone will just put a chat in the group chat and say, oh, I'm tired. I want to give up. Like, someone even, there was a time someone said, I want to give up. Like, I want to take my life or something. You need to see how everybody on that group was saying, no, you cannot do this. People started reaching out to that person. Do you get? That is who we are. That is what we are meant for. We are not just, like I say, sometimes we say we pray and we slay. And that's the truth. As much as we pray, we slay. We cannot be saying we are praying and we are not looking good. We are slaying for Jesus. Do you get? So that sisterhood support, that sisterhood love is there. And I'm so happy about it because it's not even me. Even when I'm not talking on the group, even when I'm not doing anything, things are going on the group. I'm happy that people are reaching out to other people. When they see that someone is not online for 2 days or 3 days, they would have known. They will reach out to the person that what is wrong with you. Sis, are you okay? That's what we are talking about. So we are there to love ourselves from the bottom of our heart. So the next slide, please. Vision. No, the vision. The vision. So our vision is to become a beacon of love, unity and strength, transforming our communities through the examples that we set while inspiring others to rise to their fullest potential. Yeah, so this is Babes for the Most High. Seriously, we are just here to empower women in all areas, and the goal is to make sure that as women, we thrive in all spheres of life. In all spheres of life, we thrive spiritually, physically, in our career, in our businesses. In all areas of our lives, we are here to encourage ourselves. We are here to empower ourselves. We are here to support ourselves to make sure that you, as a woman, that you come out, that you get out of your comfort zone and you go for that thing that you have desired from your heart. I am so happy to welcome you here again to this seminar, and I hope you have an amazing time today. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Tomiwa. Can we give her a round of applause again? Like, it takes courage and determination to do so many things that she's doing. And one thing that I've learned from Tomiwa's life is that when God gives her an idea, she doesn't wait for like the majority to jump on that idea. She executes it, she runs with it. And that's a lesson to learn from her. So if you're looking for a community of lovely women who are so interested in helping each other grow, who are interested in supporting one another, Babes of the Most High is a place to be. Yes, it is a place to be. I have I'm opportune to work with many of them, to be a part of what they are doing, and trust me, I do not regret meeting many of them, and I do not regret working with them. So, without wasting our time, we're going to be going to the first session, and we have one of our speakers with us. She's an adventurous lady, amazing. I'm using the acronyms of her name to introduce her, so I want us to guess. So, A, she's very adventurous, authentic, and very attractive, I must say, because she is gorgeous. So, ladies, without wasting our time, can you please join me with a round of applause as we welcome Miss, should I say Mrs. Miss? We won't use that. Anyone. So just, ladies, can you just join me with a round of applause as we bring up Antonia B. Shobole.
Help me grow, I don't need it. If it don't help me glow, I don't see it. If it don't help me flow, let it go. 2025, baby, it's all about the no. I've been working, I've been building on my peace, clearing out the noise, yeah, my glow's unleashed. Every step intentional, every move divine. If it don't align, then it's wasting my time. I'm in my lane, no room for distractions, only keeping what adds to my satisfaction. I'm focused, I'm thriving, I'm on a new wave. 2025, it's the vibe I crave. Does it help me grow? Does it help me shine? Does it keep my energy moving in line? If it don't, then it's a no from me. I'm protecting my glow and my peace, you see. Grow, glow, flow, that's the vibe. If it don't match that, it don't get my time. Grow, glow, flow, baby, that's the code. 2025, yeah, I'm sticking to my mode. Roll and flow, that's the vibe. If it don't match that, it don't get my time. Grow, glow, flow, baby, that's the code. 2025.
So much. That song, I could dance it all day. That is affirmation. Did you see the affirmation? Grow, yeah? Glow, flow. Okay, 2025. If it's not matching my energy, I am not matching with it. Okay, so hello everyone. Good afternoon, ladies. I love a powerful, energetic room, right? So, are we all awake? Are you with me? Okay, good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Awesome, man. I want to hear you. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Awesome, 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 awesome. Yes, we can actually bring the roof down if we want to. Yeah? Okay, so, yeah, my name is Antonia Adebisi Adebowale, and I'm glad to be here today. Babes of the Most High. Queens, okay? Because if you belong to the kingdom, then you are a queen, okay? Queen of the kingdom of the Most High. That's who we are. You know that? Right. So I'm glad to be here today. And Tomiwa, thank you for inviting me here. And great to meet all the lovely speakers and all the ladies in the room. And today I'm actually going to be looking at and impacting on you why you need to rise up to leadership. Okay? So I'll tell you a little bit about my own journey to leadership and what really is leadership. Okay, we're going to look at that. Okay, so, right. So many years ago, I was just that girl, okay? Went to uni, I studied marketing, okay? But I'm very, people still say, oh, where do you get your energy from? Okay, so I'm very hyperactive. I didn't really know that until later in the years when I was studying neurodiversion and stuff like neurodiversity and all that. Because, with my struggle as a parent raising my children, I discovered more about neurodiversity, autism, ADHD, and all that, okay? So, and then I started to discover myself a little bit more, but I didn't know that in the beginning. I just know that I'm always very excited. I love music, I love dancing, I love talking, I love, making friends, I love everything. I love people, and I love women, okay? I love women so much. I just know that I developed this passion for women, and I didn't know that, because a lot of people, say, oh, I don't know what my passion is. I don't know, that's not my passion. Sometimes you don't even know what your passion is. Until God leads you into something, then you discover your passion, right? Once you start to discover your purpose, or sometimes it's even, you might discover your purpose first, like, Tomiwa said, God said I should do this. Okay, that's purpose, okay? Feeling of purpose, God said I should do this. Then inside of it, you find where your passion is. Because there's a reason why God led you there. He's already giving you a reason. And then you become passionate for something that you believe in, okay? Because if you're trying to look for your passion, it's something you really do believe in and you want to see achieve or happen, okay? But a sense of purpose, it comes right from within, a need to take action, okay? Need to do something. I need to do it, okay? And that's where my own leadership journey came from. And it came from a place of business, because you can be a leader anywhere, okay? You can be a leader in the marketplace. You can be a leader in the community. You can be a leader in church, in the mosque. You can be a leader anywhere. In the country, you can just be a leader. You can find, anywhere you find yourself, at work, you can become a leader. And management and leadership, they're two different things. So managers, they manage, but they're not leaders, okay? So, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. So for me, my own leadership started from business, then later community, okay? So I started my business as an independent beauty consultant about 20 years ago, yeah, in 2004. So, and at that time, I'd finished uni, had my 2 children. I was a wedding planner. I was just enjoying life, starting my life as an entrepreneur, because I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, because I always full of ideas. Like somebody told me a few days ago, say, okay, from what you're telling me about yourself, I notice you're an idea generator. And that's who I am. My head is constantly buzzing with ideas and things that could be done. And, I can't do it all. So I support a lot of people. So I went to an event where they were having some sort of event at a Mary Kay meeting. So I was invited. I was living in London then. So I came into the room and I saw a lot of powerful women looking very sharp, smart, and all that. And, obviously they talked about the business opportunity. And I already know about the company, but I didn't know much. So I thought, this is not for me because my skin is so bad. I'm a tomboy. I had acne. No, I'm not going to really, But I love being around positive people, powerful people. But so on the other hand, I'm thinking, I might think of it. So I didn't really make any decision until later on when they said, oh, this problem you're having with your skin, you can actually even help yourself, take care of your skin better, find the right solution, because I've been looking for all the solution everywhere and I couldn't find. So I decided to start this business, regardless of me having a very bad skin. Can you imagine becoming a beauty consultant with acne? So, but one thing that happened was that I was more excited for the opportunity to empower women, because I discovered what the mission of this business was. The founder of the company wanted to empower women. I read all her books. I got about 5 of her books. Mary Kay on people management, you can have it all, living a rich life, Miracles Happen. I read all those books because I was interested in what the business had to offer. And plus, I'd read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Who has read that book before? Good. So I read the book, so I could actually match what was on the book with what the business was offering. So, but the fact that there was this vision to empower women, that excited me, and I forgot all about my acne. But I was, I started using the product. It was working gradually. And my excitement was that I saw a way for women, especially people like me, because I had young children. I was struggling with childcare, working in the city. And I was thinking, this is really good. Number one, you can make extra income. Number two, you could have the opportunity to have some freedom, some flexibility. And a lot of women need to know about this. So I started to talk to all the women that I meet. So I built my team, and within 8 months, I saw the path to leadership, and I became a leader. The company had leadership programs, so the training, support, and everything, skills, So I built a lot of transferable skills, okay, by becoming a leader. First of all, the first 1 year, I didn't really understand much about people. So later, I then got a specified training on understanding people's personality traits and all that. The journey to leadership started to, become very, very interesting, because it was more of understanding people, women, how to work with different people, and then leading them. So it wasn't about the title, and because if it was about the title, I would not be where I am today. It was more about leading people, going somewhere and willing to take some people along. So leadership is about influencing people positively and taking them on a journey, like a coach. You get into the coach, and there's a driver, and the driver is going to a destination, and you want to follow the driver, right? You all come in, and then sometimes some people will get off on the way, but the driver is focused on taking you guys to your destination. You have the same destination, and that's what leadership is all about. So think about it. You are a leader. Where are you going? Are you willing to take somebody along? Are you willing to take somebody along? So, and thankfully, our own, because people will think, maybe it's just about beauty. No, it was more of the empowerment. Because as of today, some of the women that have come into the business, I have seen come into the business, and that we or some of my colleagues, we've empowered together, we've supported, and they've grown, and they grew, talking about shyness. Oh my God. Some people come in very shy, and then all of a sudden, they become very powerful, right? And that's the likes of, currently in Nigeria, the Minister for Women Affairs. She was one of the women that we had empowered through our business program. She became a leader. She was very shy. Iman Sulaiman, Honorable Iman Sulaiman, because I have to get used to calling her Honorable Iman Sulaiman. She's the current women, and she's going to be very powerful, because she's done 100 days now, and she's going to do a great job in Nigeria. Okay? She's going to do a great job, because she came from our leadership program, and she's going to do a great job. We have the special advisor to climate change in Lagos State, Titi Oshodi. She's also very powerful, came from the same leadership program that we were supporting women with. There's another commissioner in Abia State, Raleigh. Powerful women. Some of them, directors in banks, they've moved on to do greater things, because they took the mantle of leadership, even though it looked like, it's about skincare, makeup, whatever. So don't think about where you start from. Think about where you're going when it comes to leadership. So I would mention some things about standing up to leadership. So I just wanted to encourage everybody here today. You are more than capable. Okay? Leadership is not about perfection. It's about vision, like I said. Courage and resilience. You have to be resilient. Okay? Think about where you want to go and who you want to take along. Women bring unique strengths like empathy. Women were very special. So when they're talking leadership, do not only think about men. Women too can lead. Can we? Men, do you agree? We can sit at the table. We can sit at the table. We are capable, right? If they don't put you on the table, create your own table and sit at it. Then find other women to sit with you. And if the men want to join, they are welcome. Okay? Do not think, oh, because they didn't allow me, they're not this, pity party. No, create your table. That's what we are doing. Okay? So, we can collaborate. And I'm one of the advocates for collaboration. They know me everywhere. If women collaborate, amazing things, powerful things happen. Incredible things happen. Collaboration is very, very important. And we can do that. And our mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers have been doing that from time immemorial. Do you know? Marketplace, they collaborate. Do you know the history, if you're from Africa, Nigeria, do you know the history of Nigeria? Some of the changes that have happened in those days, it was women that usually get up and fight. They were the ones that will start advocacy for things. They will come out, you understand? They will take action. They will fight against stuff. It was women. They will come out. You know, the likes of Olufulayo Rasom Kuti and some other women in Igbo land as well. Mary Slessor, all of them. They will come out and they will fight for change. They will fight for tax. When they start taxing them, they will fight for it. It's history. Because this month is Women's History Month. Do you know? And you need to dive into history to know who you are. Okay? So you are capable. And women can adapt. Do you know? You carry your baby, leave Nigeria, and come to the United Kingdom. Right? Yeah, you adapt. You adapt to the weather. Can you imagine? You were single one time and going party. Then all of a sudden you marry and you have to cook all the time. Okay? My husband was saying this morning when I was trying to get ready, what are we eating this morning? I'm like, I told you. In my mind, I was like, you understand? You know I'm going for an event. In my mind. But then I carefully said, you know what? I like happy people around me. So I carefully went downstairs and adapted and quickly cooked yam and some stew. And I still got ready and got here on time. Okay? We are very adaptable people. Okay? Sometimes if I'm tired, I won't do it. But we are very adaptable people. So, and these are essential qualities for leadership. So we have it. Women, we have it. All of you today, you're going to live here today with a leadership vision. Okay? We are going to. Even if it's just advocating, fighting for something, you understand? You know there are a lot of things to fight for in this country. Yeah? All this sponsorship thing they're doing, all this immigration stuff, you can fight back to and say, we need this. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was talking about, when, I don't want to talk politics too much, but I'll still say it. When Conservative Party is talking about, some people, if they don't receive benefits, they won't be able to apply for British passport, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, I really need to see Kemi and speak to her one-on-one. And I'm going to ask her some questions. How does that work? Okay? How Kemi and I, we are the same. We were born here, taken to Nigeria, came back when we were a bit young. And that's, so, yeah, we are the same. But I don't think like she thinks. So I'm going to ask her, how does that work? So let's just imagine, this is the sort of things we fight for. Imagine somebody came here from Nigeria, paying tax, working, everything. You understand? Then something suddenly happened. They lost their job, right? Or they became ill or something. What are they going to do to sustain the family? They need some sort of social support, right? So, because they need it. So because they now got social support, maybe for the few months that they couldn't really work, and because of that, they will never be able to get a British passport. What does that make me, So women need to get up and fight for these things. How do? You sometimes start petitions. You understand? You lead a petition. It can be you leading a petition. And then a petition that would drive them to discuss again in the parliament. Are you getting me? These are the things that we need to do. Think about some of the things that is problem, struggle in your community. Can you get up and stand up for it? Can you speak up at your organization if something is not right? It's leadership, okay? And we are called to lead. And then leadership is not given, it is taken. Opportunities don't always come knocking. Sometimes you must create them. Like I said, you create your table. You create the chair you sit on. Step up, speak up, and take initiative to lead. Okay? So I was able to create leadership. Why? Because I went to look for the women. And I'm still doing that till today. I'm still looking for women to empower through my business program and through my mentoring program for women as well. You understand? I'm looking for women. I connect with women to support them, to empower them, and also help them to step up to leadership and empower other people as well. It's a chain reaction. Okay? So you need to, don't wait for somebody to promote you to be a leader. Don't wait for somebody to give the opportunity to you. You have to step up. Okay? Your voice and perspective really, really does matter, like I said. Okay? Our perspective always brings balance. You know the way we think. We have the way women think, we can actually bring balance. You know, men, they are just go, go, go. Their own is what they want, they go for it. Hunters, right? But women, you'll be thinking of the community, the children, the everything, the this. So women bring balance. Then confidence comes from action. So if you don't take action, you're not going to become confident. Like Honorable Iman Sulaiman was saying in one of our conferences recently, she was saying at that conference, said, the Iman you're seeing here, she's Hausa. She said, the Iman you're seeing here is not always, and it's true because we know her very well. I knew when she started. Very humble as well, but very shy. She said, this is not the Iman the man you see here, this is not me some years back, okay? Because she was not that confident to just leave this country and go and do politics. Right? Start a women movement from there, contest and that sort of thing. But it's action. It's when you take action, you develop confidence, as you go along. So you need to all write your action plan down today. We're not going to leave here to come and listen. Are you going to write your action plan down? What you're going to do to that vision that you have. Okay? What are you going to do to that vision that you have? What's the first step? I think you should write it down today, okay? So don't wait until you're 100% confident or you have all the resources or you have all the money. Start somewhere. Break the barriers. Don't accept limits from anybody at all, okay? Society sometimes places limitations on women, but history has shown that determined women break barriers. And from this room, we're going to see women who are going to break barriers. I would love to see that. You know why? I would really like to see you doing some great, amazing things. I say, yes, she was at the conference. I remember her. Yes. And I would really like you to say, that day I went to that conference, some of the women said some things. Some of the women mentioned some things. I met this person, and this is how it all started, okay? I would really love to see that. And you have the responsibility to inspire the next generation. So by stepping into leadership, you pave the way for other women and young girls to believe they can do it too. That is so, so important. Even Nelson Mandela said, you have to shine your light on others so that you can give them permission to shine as well. Okay? So you have to be able to inspire next generation. If we just sit down and we don't do anything, and we're always coming up with all our excuses of children, I just came into this country, I'm this, I'm that, I'm working full time, I don't think I have time to do this, I don't think I have time to do that. Who is going to inspire the next generation? Who are the next generation? Our children, our cousins, the students in your community. They are watching you. They need somebody to give them the baton. And life is like a marathon race. If you don't pass the baton and you just go, what's going to happen? When we say go, you don't need to die. You get older. Because after a while, I might not be able to stand and speak like this. My grandmother is going to be 99 in a couple of weeks' time. She can't really stand to talk like this anymore. Her time has gone. Did she pass the baton? Yes. Because a lot of things I learned from my grandmother. Okay? So there is so many things that you have to do. If you don't do it now, you're not going to be able to pass that baton. And you have to pass it on time because the world is moving very, very fast. We are in a fast-paced world, and standing still is like going backwards. So you have to take action. Your own leadership might be leading women into technology. You know, there's some women, they still can't use smartphone. I'm working with some women who they cannot use smartphone. They can't even, there's this woman, she could not even, because in my work, because I'm also a recruitment specialist. So I work for a recruitment company. And I was working with someone who had found a job, but she couldn't even send email. And I have to, she couldn't do her onboarding. She almost lost the job because they said, oh, if you can't use smartphone, you can't do that. And I had to teach her how to do it. You understand? And I have to encourage her that you need to just press this phone, break the thing, go back. It's not going to break. Just press. Anything you see, press it, check, be inquisitive. That's why I tell women, when I'm not a technology person, I'm not a tech person. No! You have to be tech. In the world of, which world are we now? AI. We are in the AI world now. So, are you using AI already? If you're not using it, are you willing to learn? Are you inquisitive to say, oh yeah, this AI thing, how do you do it? Show me now. I said, show me. Question, inquisitive. Okay, even if you don't show, let me press. Let me see where it takes. There's an arrow here. Press the arrow. Okay, there's back button. Back. Okay, what's this one? I don't even know. Let me press it. Press. It's not working. Go back. What's up? Press. My dad is 84. And my dad uses a phone, uses computer, still works in London. Yeah, because he wants to stay alive. Are you getting me? So you need to be doing these things, okay? And you need to inspire the next generation. Leadership is not about position, it's about impact. So remember, it's not just about title. Because some people, they focus on the title. When they are part of any association, organizations, they're looking for that title. No, first lead, the title will come. They need to give you a title, they will give you. The title is, even if they take they can give you a title and take it from you. You become operational manager at work, but you were leading, doing a great job. All of a sudden, they wanted to cut costs. And then they ask you to take that job away from you. Are you still not a leader? Because you will still continue to do the things that you do. And I always tell people that. A leader is a leader. It's qualities. It's the action you're taking. It's not the title. Okay? And support other women as well. Leaders, you need to lift other women up. Think about it right now. Do you support other women? Do you help them? Even if you have your own challenges, you can still help lift other people up as well. Because there are other people who are still, they need your encouragement. They need your story. Are you getting me? They need you to say, I've been there. I advocate in many ways. I advocate for business. I advocate for the domestic violence and everything. I'm on the forefront of that. Also menopause. I'm also an advocate for menopause. And I talk about menopause anywhere and everywhere. Because I have been experiencing it for over 10 years. And I've suffered from it. But I'm willing to help other women. So now people call me and say, this thing that I know you always do about menopause and everything. Can you help me? I'm feeling this way and I don't know why, blah, blah, blah. Then I take them through a journey to just help them to cope with the menopause. And I get invited to other events as well to speak about menopause. I take training on it as well because I really want to have more knowledge to be able to impact other people. So you can be an advocate for menopause if you've been through it. It could be for some menstrual health issues that you've been through, and then you start advocating for it. I have a friend that has My Menses charity. It's all about menstrual education, okay? So she started that. That's leadership, okay? And then financial empowerment strengthens leadership. Do you know that? You need money. What's the name of this lady that sings? Tenny. Have you heard that song? Money can't buy happiness. Money can't buy. But if you listen to that song very well, she's also trying to say money does a lot of things. You understand? So money is very, very important. So take charge of your financial literacy and independence. Okay, women? Make sure you get the right financial, what's it normally called it? Financial products. Like, make sure you have your life insurance, critical health. Do you have it? How much is it every month? Thank you. Make sure you have something that, even when you leave something for your children. Are you getting me? Critical health. Anything can happen to anybody. And let me tell you a secret. If you don't take those insurance now, let's say you get any diagnosis, it makes it worse. It makes it higher. Okay? So make sure that you are financially independent. If the salary is not enough, get a business. I'm enjoying both worlds now. So I work full time because my children are now grown up. Okay, my first daughter is 27 in few months. Okay, so if your salary, and I don't think salary would ever be enough, and it can be taken from you anytime. Okay, where I work, a couple of weeks ago, I got to work and somebody said, "Have you heard?" I said, "What?" They've made 5 people redundant, all at a go. And they were not expecting it at all. If it was going to happen, people thought it was going to be in the next few months. Suddenly, somebody sat down. They wanted to save some money. Who knows what's happening? Maybe it's the government policies of NI and all that. Everybody's cutting costs. Their job just gone. But that day I cried for them because the emotions, what was going, I was just looking at some of them, the way they were reacting that day. I felt so sorry for them. But you know what? If it was me, I was one of those people, I have my business. I would not go hungry. But because I'm working full time and running my business, I can go on holiday. January alone, I went to Morocco twice. Only January, twice. But I needed to go, but I was able to just pay for it. And at work, they know. On payday at my workplace, we have to dress down, right? The only person that forgets to dress down is me. Why? I don't really know payday because payday is not a specific day, so it changes every month. So they say, "Antonia, don't forget tomorrow is payday." I say, "Oh, really?" They say, "How come you don't know payday?" I say, "Because I don't wait for payday." Finally, the world needs more women leaders. In every aspect of life, in every aspect of business, community, the world, because leaders are problem solvers. Okay, you see a problem, you have a vision for solution, whatever it is, you're going it, but you're not going alone. You're taking people along, and you're not taking people along because of title. So when some people they're taking people along, and you don't want that person to go past them. You understand? So you want to keep them behind you all the time. You just want to be the one bossing them. You want to be seen as you are the one in front. No. You have to be like mothers. Mothers want their children to do better. So you're taking people along, but you're saying, "Please, go." I really need you to go out there and make it happen. Okay? So women leaders are needed because we have all this balance. We are the one that understand the community. We are the one that knows the children. Women knows the men. The men, they knows them when they were babies. They knows them when they married. So women knows everything. They know everyone. They know what is going on. They know the pain in the society. They know the problem. They pay attention to it. We are very sensitive human beings. So we are the ones that can actually create those solutions. Okay? The men, execution is their own. So you can, involve them power because everything you have is your power, not against you. Lead with confidence. It doesn't matter whether you can speak right or not. In my place of work, they laugh a lot about my accent. You understand? They laugh that I was born here. I still pronounce things like a typical Nigerian. So I walk, sometimes they say, "Sorry, what did you say?" And I say, sometimes I'll tell them, "Do you have a problem with you?" But when they laugh, I laugh with them. So they will laugh, "Antonia, what did you say?" They will laugh. Then I will start laughing too. Then one day I told one of them that does it a lot, I said, "You know what? I learned 2 languages when I was growing up. One is English and one is Yoruba. So sometimes we pronounce our English like Yoruba. So I educated her. And she understood. She said, "Because I find it very strange when people pronounce things differently." I said, "Well, welcome to my world." You understand? So don't let anything bring you down. And I still speak up. When they have strategy meetings or whatever, I will speak up. I don't care how I pronounce or what I do. Before, I used to feel very less confident about my English pronunciation or whatever grammar. I don't care. That has nothing to do with leadership. Forget. Okay? You can improve yourself along the way. Go to Google. Google, pronounce this for me, at least if it's so difficult to pronounce. I do that. Okay? Go to AI. How can I do this? We have ChatGPT now telling us everything, how to do this, how to do that. How can I cope with this situation? How can I move from this situation? How can I help these women? How can I lead these people in the community? ChatGPT will give you ideas. We are now in a world of information. Okay? All of you can be leaders. Are you all ready? Are you all ready? If you're ready, say yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Antonia. That was so wonderful. Did you learn anything? So if you did, can you give her that round of applause properly? Yes, thank you so, so much. We learned so many things. I definitely learned a lot. So we're going to be throwing it back to the audience. You're going to be telling us what you learned. All right? So can you tell me what you learned today? So should we go table by table? We'll come back to this table of all the speakers later. But all right, should we go to the audience? That table, please. Can you tell me what you learned?
I'm sorry, I'm shy too, but I'll try not to be shy today. But she mentioned a lot of things that I could relate with. I know I'm somebody that, I'm always shy, but I know I have a lot of things to offer, but I don't know where to start. And, that's what she mentioned about mentorship. So that's one thing I've learned today. She also mentioned something about neurodiversity and all. That's something I'm also new to because it's personal, but she also mentioned things about AI. My husband is into tech, and I could relate with Chat GPT and all of these things, which is really amazing. And finding people who also believe in the kind of things, or it's really rare to find because we're just coming over to the UK, and you're just still trying to find your community. Tomiwa, thank you so much. It was last minute that I made up my mind to come here, and honestly, I'm truly grateful to be here today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Can you tell us your name, please?
My name is Mutunraya Dada.
A round of applause for Mutunraya. All right, anybody else on the table, or should I move on? All right, go on. You can tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Olajumoke, and I'm very grateful that I stayed back, really, because I'm somebody that I'm always time conscious. So when I check this out, like, oh, we're not starting, I need to go. But and something about me also, anytime I have any leading, I go with the Holy Spirit. That's part of my own take. Holy Spirit asks me to come because I'm not a WhatsApp person. So when she said it on one of the other group, I said, join the prayer for men. I'm like, oh, this is a good group when you want to join and pray for your husband. So I joined the group, and when the flyer came up to join, I was like, fine. So staying back, Antonia, I want to say thank you. Because I've been trying to find a way to lead teenagers, and it's been a tough one. And coming to this country, leading teenagers is something only God can help you. So something I've brought that really drive me a lot is leadership is a chain reaction. I mean, don't just sit down and just talk to them. Let them impact in it. Let them move also with you. So this is something I've really learned, and advocate for things. Don't just keep quiet. Speak out. I mean, this is my take home here for my teenagers. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So for teenagers, we can connect. Yeah, so I've actually been with teenagers for more than 10 years in Bradford, so I get them. They're my people. So yes, we can connect. Anybody else? Okay, this table. All right. Okay, ma. Sorry.
Hello, my name is Ajibola. I'm so grateful that I'm here. I'm a kind of a person that I've been a person that I've not really been socialized. My belief has always been service to my family, my children. I'm here because my daughter wants me to come. She was the one that go through my phone and saw the program. She said, you just have to come. She's in London. She called me this morning, Mommy, dress up and go. I said it's not only about church thing. Church will tell you the truth, but these are programs that will tell you the reality, that you just have to be there. And I'm here because, and I'm so grateful because the lecture is really for me. In fact, mentoring, coming out of, I've not been in this kind of a group for a very long time. My life has only been church thing. So coming out of my shell, learning these things is really what I really need Thank you, Tomiwa Dada, for organizing. Antonia, I'm so grateful. The lecture is for me. Thank you. So I need mentoring. So, so I'm registering myself as one of your students. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for that. And you see, this is why it's so important for us to share this information. Like she said, our daughter shared it with her and made sure. She was telling me today, oh, your girl did this. I was just laughing about it. And it's so important. You don't know who is going to benefit from it. So next time we're having a Babes of the Most High event, like Babes of the Most, she's just, like I said, she's my friend. And when something is going, I drag my people along. I post it everywhere. And trust me, somebody will go away with something. It's always good. One thing we're picking up from everyone as well is this old shyness. How many of us are really shy? I'm an introvert. A lot of people argue with those. No, you're not an introvert. But the truth about it is, like, I can stay in my room for years and be fine with it. I work from home. I do everything in my house, in my room. But when it comes to your purpose, when you are fired up, you would actually get up and do it. So one thing I want us to go away with today is do it afraid. It is okay to do it afraid. I always tell people when they tell me, oh, you're emceeing, I'm like, guys, it is out of my comfort zone. But every time I do it, someone says, oh, you did it so well. I'm like, oh, really? I made a lot of mistakes. Like you see, when I was introducing Antonia, I started with mistakes, but we get better as we get up. So step up and do something. Anybody else want to say what they've learned? All right. Okay, the speakers. Give them a round of applause as well.
I don't want to say anything because Antonia, you've done a lot of work already for us. But I thought I could just mention the thing we just talked about when it comes to shyness. And I was speaking to my long-term friend here who normally we call Awile, but people call her something else. But in case I say Awile. Shyness, I think we just mentioned, it's not, we're not all shy. It's just that many of us are pushing above that glass ceiling. And that's what I think this conversation should really be about, to say, okay, I am shy in whatever thing. What is the value of me pushing past the ceiling, the glass ceiling, and what impact can I make? Because if you ask me totally, I could want to stay in my own corner for a long, long time. And Tomiwa knows me, I'm so private, and she has to reach out to me. But some other people would see me and say, oh, she's so bold. No, I want to be in my corner. But sometimes you push through the glass ceiling, and that's what I just wanted to emphasize on.
Okay, so thank you so much, Antonia. It's funny. I came here to be a panelist so I can make a contribution, and I'm surprised that I'm gaining so much more than I expected. Now, she said something that struck me, and because I've been thinking about it a lot, I'm actually going to go back with it. It's about empowering yourself financially. Like, I really want, when I entered 2025, my goal for this year was to not pay attention to my salary. And as she was saying it, I just said to myself, I want to get to that point where it's payday, and I'm not even noticing that it's payday. Like, empowering myself, have other sources of income where I'm not really waiting for salary every time, just being able to be financially dependent, have multiple streams of income. So that's what I'm taking back for today. So thank you, Antonia.
Thank you so much. Can we give ourselves a round of applause? Because honestly, there's so many things pushed through the glass ceiling. There are things that would scare you. Actually, if your vision isn't big enough to scare you, it's even a vision at all. So your vision will scare you. Sometimes the assignments God will give to you, the dreams you would have about where God is taking you to, will scare you. But that is an opportunity for you to actually get up and do something. So should we summarize all the things that Antonia has taught us today? Should we use an acronym? So like, can we write down PACT? So P-A-C-T, PACT. So the first thing, partnership. And the reason why you need partnership sometimes is when you collaborate with other people, you can create better things. You'll find out about better opportunities. There are so many things out there for us to learn from one another, for us to know about, and you would not know all these things if you're not partnering with people. So partnership is so important, and that's one of the things that she talked about earlier on. So A, we need to take action, No, actually, let's use A. Let me use my note. Adapt to changes. So A, adapt to changes. Life is not always going to be the same, especially for you as a woman. You're going to go through different phases. Like she talked about menopause. She talked about different things, like childbearing. I remember like 10 years ago in Bradford, the things I was doing is not what I'm doing now. Somebody was like, oh, we don't see you out. I know a lot of faces. I mix a lot of faces up because I'm following up what's going on in Bradford. Because I am passionate about this city. I came for uni. I got married. I've stayed back. I didn't like it when I came. But I was determined to do something. And all of that. So I gave birth, childbearing. So I'm in that whole bit of taking care of little ones. So I have to go on the low because you can't be impacting teenagers and your own children turn out differently. So it's a different phase. So you adapt to the different changes going on around you. And then you look for women. That's part of adapting as well. Look for women that can impact you, help you to get better. Create your own table. That's C. Create your own table. Look for women to empower. Don't wait for leadership positions. I've been telling a lot of people like leadership positions. They like people telling them, now you have been ordained something. I'm like, no, you don't need it. Go for the mantle. Do you have an idea? If you have an idea, you don't need a title. Go with the mantle. Run with it. Find the people. There would always be people that would come to you. You are called to several people. Look for your people and lead them. And finally, take advantage of opportunities. I really like the Mary Kay program. I started it and chickened out along the way because I gave all my products out as birthday gifts to people. So I was like, I don't think certain businesses are for me because I always have teenagers, youth in my house, and we have open door policy. So I'm like, I need to learn boundaries before I do this business because they're quite costly. So take advantage of the opportunities around you. Take action. Are there leadership positions going on around? Are there trainings? There are a lot of free trainings around. I became a mental health first aider during my maternity leave because there was an opportunity that came up. So take those opportunities and take charge of your own life. Don't wait for somebody else. Timing is not always going to be perfect, but take charge. And these are all the things we learned from you. So thank you so much, Antonia. Thank you. So a round of applause again for Antonia. And now we're going to be moving on to the next speaker. And we've changed the program a little bit. But we're going to the next speaker. And the next speaker, like I said earlier on, I'm using the acronym, like the beginning of their name. So, and this speaker was the first person here today. So you better do the clapping a little bit more. So can you give it up for the timely, talented, trustworthy, and tremendous Tracy Selden as she takes us in our session.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to just chat while we load it up. I'm very, very honoured to be asked to be here. My background is very bizarre. My first action was at the age of 11 when I saw very bad things happening in community and had my first letter published in the Yorkshire Post at the age of 11 about injustice. And the response was amazing. I'm a kid, I'm a child. So even at the age of 11, my very strong Irish nana always said, as a girl, it makes no difference. If you want it, you work for it. You go out there, you find it, you work hard, and you do it. So many things resonated that Antonia said, that we're so used to being put in boxes. You are a mother, you are a teacher, you are a cook, why do we have to have boxes in the first place? And all the forms we fill in, it's a tick box. What gender are you? What religion are you? What age group are you? It's all ticking boxes. So, my task today is very boring, really, because I'm talking about how to deal with stress and mental health as a woman in leadership. So when I started as a woman, big hole, health and safety. So when I started, I really, really didn't intend to be any kind of leader. I didn't set out to be a leader. I started as a graphic designer. I was offered 2 places at university, and I turned them down to take a 4-year apprenticeship. And that 4-year apprenticeship was all about being creative. It was about turning up with my colouring book and my fancy pens and creating. And that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to draw. I wanted to make things. I wanted to create things. And that stuck with me all the way through. So when I started doing this, next slide, move it on. So when I started to do what I didn't really have a plan. All I wanted to do was be a good person, do what I wanted to do, care about other people, and make them happy. Make them happy is a key thing. You are brought up quite often as a woman to make people happy, make other people happy, and so you go down the slot gradually. With every task you do, you go slightly down. Look after the team, look after your parents, look after your children, look after your husband or your partner, look after everybody else. So the danger in leadership is you've already formed very strong habits about caring for everybody else and not caring for yourself. So it's an innate habit that you actually have. So along my journey, I'm going to give you some basic facts. Now, the one key thing is I was very surprised to be talking about this because actually I am not an expert on mental health, and I'm not an expert on looking after yourself. I am a woman who is sharing with you my experiences. So I'm a qualified mental health first aider. I work with people with neurodiversity, which I noted there, it's very difficult. ADHD, dyslexia. I've worked with NEETs, young people who have no prospects at all. I've worked with young women who were classed as not having any prospects in disadvantaged backgrounds. I might add all 6 of them on my team ended up winning the award for England and going to Portugal, and all 6 of those women are now in full-time employment and growing. One girl came here with no English at the age of 12 as a refugee. She now speaks English fluently and 12 other languages, and literally last week asked me to do a reference for her for a senior staff nurse position. Now that's her that's done the work. That's her who had somebody to believe in her. Exactly what Antonia was saying. Sometimes you only need one person to give you a light, one person to believe in you, one person to be your tribe. And that's what if you say community or team, I always say find your tribe. People who are not the same as you, but understand where you're going. So moving through this today, I'm going to be dead boring and give you some bits of facts. So, a little bit of background. This is from the Academy of Women's Leadership. Now, I've been battling at this since I was 11, 17, onwards. I was the first female in a 365 closed shop union of men. To get the job as a junior apprentice, I had to join the union. And I can remember at the age of 18 walking in to the meeting of 365 men as the only girl coming from a strong Catholic background. They said words I'd never even heard, let alone could repeat. They didn't care. They didn't care. It was, you were not wanted. This is not a female industry. We don't have women here. 5 years later, I was running the studio. 6 years later, I was the union representative. Exactly what Antonia is. Sometimes you do something because there's a need. There's a gap. You don't set out and say, I am going to be an amazing leader. You see a hole. You see someone who needs help. You see something that's wrong. And something in you, something in your heart goes, I need to do something. I can sit here on my bum and do nothing. I can moan about it. I can tell everybody else how bad the world is. Or I can get up off my arse and I can say, that's wrong. That's not right. Who's with me? How can we change it? How can we make it right? And that is the core of becoming a leader. Not the exams, not the paperwork, not the titles. Quite seriously, I could fill an A5, an A4 piece of paper with the titles I've had over the years. The titles don't mean you're good at anything. The titles mean, to me, I earned that. I earned it. And walking into a room full of men who have basically said, hi, sweetheart, I'll have 2 coffees, please. When I'm sat there with the laptop working, and then suddenly, everybody else comes in, all the rest of the guys come in, chatting, elbowing, and I move to the head of the table, and I inform them that I am their new European director, and by the way, guys, you report to me. I'll have a black coffee, no sugar, thanks very much. So sometimes it's not about a battle. Sometimes it's about picking the right battle. And this is why, when we look at some of these, the thing that shocks me in 2025 is in 2023, 25% of the leaders in the world are white women, and only 1 in 20 are women of colour. 1 in 20. And when you look, we have improved. We're doing so much better as women. But in reality, when you look, there are 80 companies in the UK energy sector, only 6 are CEOs. Regardless, only 6 are CEOs. Now, this is coming from a real true story. Through these tips I'm going to give you, I'm going to tell you what I did wrong. All the way through. I had to learn all the way through. There were no women's groups. There were no find your tribe. You were on your own. So today, you literally are blessed by this organisation. I had 3 kids. I was abandoned with 3 kids under 5 and ended up losing my home and ended up in a scout hut with a nanny. How posh is that? I paid a nanny to sleep on the floor with me and the kids in a scout hut so I could go to work and not tell anybody that I was technically homeless. It was only 8 weeks, but it's not the point. That's your attitude. You look after everybody else, you keep everybody sane, you keep yourself, you mask it. You put on a great face and you go out there and you mask it. So all these lessons today I'm going to show you are about some of the mistakes that I made, that I learned from, that I now help other people with. So, toodle on. Next. He's got so many buttons. You see AI, tech, you know. All I need to say, and I don't really want to say this, is the male corner. They've got buttons, but do they know how to use them? I can't resist. I'm sorry, guys. So, some of the things, managing stress and maintaining mental health as a woman in leadership is crucial. It is crucial. It's not a game. It's not a pretty advert. It's not about, I'll put some lippy on and I'll be fine. Because if you don't take care of it at the beginning, it grows. It grows inside of you, and it gradually lets you pull yourself down. So every little criticism will hit your mental health. What's wrong with me? Why did I do that? Who have I let down? And that internalization twists until you literally start believing what you're saying to yourself. I can't do that because I've got kids. 3 kids. And I felt for Tamia today because I can remember taking my 18-month-old son to a print run in Bradford, funnily enough, where we turned the reception into a playroom by pulling all the cushions off. He was in there with a printer watching him while I was with American clients signing off a Gillette project, 9 p.m. at night. 9 p.m. at night. My kids now, out of 3 of grown kids, 2 of them actually have their own businesses and do exactly what Antonia was saying. 1 boy, 1 girl, 1 working in the NHS boy. So, set boundaries. Because when I started, I'm a bit older than I think most of you in this room. I think just a bit. Just a little bit. Or maybe a lot, but just a little bit. We didn't have clear boundaries. Work and everything was about a woman having to be stronger than the guys. So if the guy didn't turn up for work, he'd got a cold. Oh, Fred, I'm so sorry for you. You just take a couple of days. If I didn't turn up for work, or I was a bit moody, she's probably having, women's things. And they'd say it to you like it was an insult. She doesn't work hard enough. She's never there. Excuse me, I'm there at 6 in the morning and I leave at 8. I'm the last to leave. And by the way, I've got 3 kids. Oh, and by the way, my husband left. So, I think we can cope. When you're looking about self-care, I was running around like a lunatic. My office was in Hammersmith for 16, 17 years. My next factory that I ran was on the south coast, near Chichester. So my kids were in Yorkshire. So every weekend, on a Sunday night, I'd get them sorted out. I'd leave a week full of stuff. I'd leave the packed freezer. I would travel, and my job was to cover all of Europe and the USA from my home base. I had 17 heads of departments and directors reporting into me, and a staff of 615, and was responsible for 42 million turnover. Me. The stupid little girl who started in a room, who was never going to be anything, and I didn't even plan it. I just worked hard, kept my head down, and totally believed you can be kind. You don't succeed by being a bitch. Because in my day, it was all about if a woman got to a certain level in her business, she must be sleeping with the boss. Quite seriously, I've had another woman say that to me. The most hurtful thing ever. Well, you must have got your position because you're friendly. Imagine another woman saying that to you. That's the height of insults. So again, you've got to ignore what some people say. Keep your focus, keep your dignity, keep your vision, and you plow on regardless. When it comes to building a strong support, this is exactly what I think my fellow speakers will get and understand. Mentorship, networking, connecting with other women, learning from them, sharing with them, talking to them. Communication is key. The worst thing sometimes about being a woman is literally masking. We hide behind our strength. We hide behind our families. We hide behind doing everything for everybody else. Always. And we're bad people We have that guilt thing. You know, if I don't go to so-and-so and look after so-and-so, I'm a bad person. Well, does it matter if you go 15 minutes later? Not really. But you're so programmed with yourself to tell yourself how bad you are, not how good you are. Aren't you a good person for going to help that person? Yes, you are. Aren't you great for bringing up a family, feeding them, keeping them, educating them? And even if you don't have children, it's not the end of the world. Stop beating yourself up if you have a decision you don't want children. Not everybody does. The expectation that you are only whole if you have children is also stop beating yourself up. Not everybody does, and the world needs that experience of lots of different people and different attitudes. Develop stress-reducing techniques. Now, these are things that we were laughing about literally this morning. A couple of the ladies who were setting up this morning were stuck outside, really stressed out because we couldn't get in. And I remembered Bad Boys, the movie, and the cop who was basically going, I'm so stressed out, I might lose my job. I'm going to go to a therapist. I'm going to get help. And I'm just going to woosah. Outside this morning, me, two young ladies who I'd never met, were outside, and I was saying, stay calm, do this, woosah. I don't know what it means. It was off a film. It's not my idea. But it made everybody laugh, and it made everybody go, woosah. So sometimes the littlest thing to help someone is take something like a crazy, mad American film and listen to the silly one bit that you think, that's quite cool, is that? For me, driving back every Friday from Hammersmith, it was Primal Screaming. Anybody done Primal Screaming? No? Highly recommend it. Get a tape for opera. I cannot sing a note, but I love to sing. So my singing is the equivalent of Primal Scream. Have you ever heard a 35-year-old woman getting ready to do a 6.5-hour journey to go back to 3 manic kids, worrying about the shopping, the bills, God knows what else, in a car on the M1, trying to be an opera singer? Stress relieving. I am stepping from leadership, big leader, to hello, mummy's home. Hello, wifey's home. Oh, love you all. Am I so kind? Yes, you can all sit on the edge of the bathroom while mummy sits on the toilet after a 7-hour drive. That's cool. Tell me about your week. Well, my knickers around my knees. Just what we need. So, the other thing to learn is breathing. This is something that my fellow speakers learn to delegate. I was so determined to be good at my job, but I didn't delegate because I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to be the best. I had to show everybody I was good. And then I took on a business that was failing. I had 6 months to turn it around. I saw good things in those people. So I talked to every person, 300 staff. And I said to every person, what are you good at? What do you like doing? How can we help you? Totally different attitude. Before it was, you will do this. Now it's, how can we develop you? How can we help you? How can we talk to you? And every single one of those people now are international directors. Every single one, 15 years later. And I trusted them. The aim for me was to manage me out of the business. So I'm gone. You can all do it. That gave me joy and purpose. Other thing is, realize when things are serious, when you really need help. Don't battle on. Don't be ashamed to ask for help, because it can get really, really difficult and affect everybody around you. But more seriously, it will take you so much longer to create yourself. Be cool. Don't be frightened to ask for help. Listen to all those tips from Antonia. Never be afraid to ask a question or ask for help. Next one. This is something that I really believe. Sometimes you can be in a miserable job, a miserable place, and you have to do it because you have so many people relying on you. The thing to do is change your attitude until you can change what you need to do. So unless you've got fantastic income, don't just walk away and then end up in a mess. Plan, schedule, think about what you want to do, get that action plan in place and work out how you're going to do it step by step. But change your attitude. Instead of I have to go here and I have to earn this, turn it around and say to yourself, I'm earning this so that I can do what I need to do when I need to do it. I'm planning. I'm moving forward. I'm taking action. So it's attitude change. The thing when you get to a certain place is you can actually start to help people in your teams, in your community. So in terms of doing things like that, I used to do a night shift, 12-hour night shift. So I'd do all day and then I'd go and sit with a night shift. I would organise a breakfast every month where I was serving up bacon butties. You know, seeing the CEO, MD, whatever, with a pinny on, serving up bacon butties shows, you know, I really do care about you. I work hard and I appreciate you work hard. So sometimes the silly little things, it doesn't have to be big and it doesn't have to be massive. It can be little. It can be little things that make people understand I appreciate your work. I did numerous times as the receptionist, just so that I could hear what people were like and how they treated her. Because people treat people sometimes by their job title. She's only the cleaner. She's only the receptionist. She's only this. Well, actually, in my sales career, which I've never been really in sales, but the best person to talk to and be friendly and show respect to is the receptionist. They know everyone. They know where everyone is. They know what times they're coming in. They know what department they work in. I don't want to talk to the sales director who doesn't want to tell me anything. I want to talk to the receptionist and bring her some chocolates and say, do you know where Fred is this year? What's he planning? Oh, do you think you could pop me in for a meeting? No problem. Trace. So those are the things to go for. Next one. Oh, this was so bad for me. As Tamir will tell you, I am so rubbish at saying no. I have tried for years and years and years, and I find it really difficult to say no. Someone will ring me up and say, oh, we've got this problem and so, and first thing that comes out of my mouth before my head is engaged is, how can I help? How can I help? What can I do? Tell me what your problem is. Be very careful with this, because it can get you in a real mess. Because I'm always saying yes. Tech-free hours. This is something my daughter taught me. Turn the phone off. Turn the TV off. Walk away from social media. Don't believe a thing it tells you. It is shit sometimes. I've been following things today on politics, and it is terrifying. And if you're not careful, it so seeps into your good mind that the world is about to end. Everything is awful. Nobody can afford to live. Nobody has any passion anymore. Everybody's mean. And you sit there and you think, is this the world? Why? Why bother? So sometimes just turn it all off. Look out at something beautiful. Look at your grandkids. Look at your nephews and nieces. Go for a walk in the park. Chat to a friend. Just give someone a hug. When I met the ladies this morning, first thing said is, I love to hug. I'm a hugger. COVID killed me. COVID killed me. I was pretend hugging people on a screen. I want to hug. Now, you've got to be very careful, because I have said to people, when you walk towards someone and they go like that, That's a bit of an indication they might want you to hug. But usually, as I approach and I say I'm a hugger, most people open their arms. So again, don't put people in boxes. Sometimes people who are not used to being hugged are really ready for someone who will give them a hug. They've just not been used to it. Except my husband's family, obviously. They're farmers and they're very different. I freaked them out when they first met me. I think they were sending straight for the ambulance. She touched me. I've just met her. And his poor old mother, who's 93 now, is like, you're all right, but don't let the others do it. So again, it's surprising. Next one. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. God, so many good people in my life have I met. So blessed with the people I in theory helped, who have taught me so much, who I've been blessed to help, not the other way around. You set off and then you meet someone who's inspirational, who's got a fantastic idea, and that's my reason today for doing what I do. I get a beam. I've had a new age shop. I had a limited company for 14 years. I've been corporate. I've done all those things. But when you see someone blossom and you see what Antonia was saying, what she's done with her coaching and with her people, when you see someone grow and take that step out and they do it, I don't do anything. I nudge, I chat, I encourage, but I also tell them if it's all crap. Because you've got to have reality. You've got to give people honesty and integrity. But when you see those people move and grow, that relieves my stress. That's the reason for being. Now the other thing, celebrate small wins. If you manage to afford your first 4-star dinner, celebrate. If you sell your first article, celebrate. If you sell your first lipstick, celebrate. Because you're moving, your action. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to be a TikTok star. If you do your first chat at a table, celebrate. Be proud of yourself. Little steps. Pat yourself on the back. We're so good at telling people how bad everything is. We've forgotten to tell people how good they are, how wonderful they are, how they've made a difference to somebody else's life. Refer again back to my fellow speakers. All the stuff they've done, they did for the benefit of other people, and they share that knowledge. Volunteer. Just back a bit, back a bit, back a bit. Volunteer. For me now, I have had 7 years on Kirklees Children's Charity Lunch. 7 years. 2 small charities every year. 30 grand between them. Lawrence Batley Theatre, 8 years, helping young people. Women's Centre, needed a shift, 8 years on the board. Kirklees Year of Music, a year, organising community events on the board. Lorna Young Trust, 6 years, 7 years on the board. We help women in Africa to grow crops. They grow coffee, ethically sourced, and then they can earn money to allow their children to go to school. That's making a difference. Young Enterprise, disadvantaged schools, 10 years as a trainer and a board member for West Yorkshire. Do you know how many children I've seen benefit from that? In business, if you teach them young and give them that hint of confidence and sow a seed, that seed will grow. They'll question, they'll challenge. We do not want to teach our children what to think. We want to teach them how to think. Challenge, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask a question. BDC, young women. Unity, renovating a hall, a historic building. J&J Johnson & Johnson's Young Women from Disadvantaged Areas programme, been going for 35 years, 3 years working on that. Evoke, my own CIC, just formed, is a creative network helping 5 to 25-year-old young people to understand and share creativity. Creative Futures, volunteering programs for young people of any age who mainly have disabilities or special needs, getting them into community. I'm very proud to say 2 of those volunteers now work as stewards, full-time employment at the theatre. So that's where you can make a difference. The other thing, never stop learning. Everything that my fellow speakers have said, never stop learning. If it's AI, if it's tech, I've just got my CPD. Don't know how I did it, just filled in stuff. You know, when you talk of titles, someone asked me the other day, what can you do? And I said, well, I don't know, what do you want me to do? Yesterday, I found out what the topic of this was, and I said, I'm not a health or well-being expert, but we can do something. We can give hints and we can give tips and we can help. But I'm not an expert. There's lots of experts out there. Find your tribe. Find people who support you. Last one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is something I want you to know. Has anybody heard of Ikigai? Yeah? It's a really nice little tool, which is, funnily enough, not Nigerian. It is Japanese. And it's very simple. It means giving every day meaning and joy. So when you're doing your planning and your tasks that Antonia's talked about, think about this. What do you love? What can you be paid for? What's your profession? What the world needs? What are you good at? There's a little book that's very cheap to buy, and it talks you through it. And it doesn't mean you do this overnight. This is something that helps you think when you're doing that planning, when you're trying to find your purpose. How hard is it to walk up to someone and say, what's your purpose? What's your purpose? Hello? What's your purpose? Yeah. Exactly. Ooh. Ooh. It's really difficult when you're talking about you're going to plan your whole life and your future on this. You don't just go, hello, my purpose is I'm a clown. You know, so it's hard. So sometimes little tips, little things that make you think, what do I love doing? I love painting. I love doing new things. My son basically volunteered me to paint Air Nikes ones for my daughter's 30th birthday. You know, you can get them hand painted. It makes them individual and they're worth a fortune. My task last October was, Mum, I've got Bex some trainers and I bought you some paint. Apparently, they are fabulous because one side has got Becky's thing is Scotland, Glencoe at night. The other side has got Glencoe in spring. And then she's got Cocker Spaniel on one front, black and white, and the other Cocker Spaniel, Walter, who's a nutter, is ginger. Not another pair in the world like these. First time I've ever done it. You've never seen a mother so frantically looking through YouTube as me. But now my kids think I can start a business painting trainers. Don't think so. Mainly because they'll sell them and take a cut. This is how I brought my children up. Here, I'll put mummy into slavery. She'll do the work and we'll take a cut. Business. But it's not going to happen. So this one is well worth thinking about. It's just to give you an idea. It's just to get your brains moving. Last one. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Now these are some of the quotes that I love to use from women all over the world. So a strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey. But a woman of strength knows it's the journey where she will become strong. And that's basically saying you're going to go through life and you're going to keep learning and you're going to keep changing. And I think a Darwin quote is, it's not the fastest of the species or the most intelligent of the species that survives. It's the one most adaptable to change. So accept that it won't be perfect. Stop stressing out about trying to be perfect. Accept that you're not perfect, but you're doing your damn best. And with every step forward, you'll learn a little bit more. And with every step forward, you're moving forward. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. An absolute classic. And so when I look at things like this, sometimes it's about how you make people feel, not about fancy titles, not about being the best at everything all the time, not about putting the perfect dinner on the table. It's about caring that you made the dinner. It's about caring that you listened to that person. It's about understanding that you brought 3 children up or 2 children up, or you looked after your auntie's kids, and now you want some time for you. And it's appreciating that. And it's surrounding yourself with the people who want you to succeed, who are there for you. Last one, I think. There is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong to deal with your environment. Just a box full of tools that you can use. You need to find the right path for you. Some people might be stressed out and do primal screaming in the car to opera when you can't sing. Some people will colour in a book. Some people will knit. Some people will sit in a dark room staring at a pretty light going, Some people will breathe. Some people will do a marathon. Some people will swim. Some people will just sit for 10 minutes and breathe. There isn't a right and wrong way. Find your way. Surround yourself with your people. Supportive friends and mentors. This is what you need. The ones who are brutal enough and kindly honest, who says, oh my God, your bum is massive in that. Try this. And you know they're not doing it because of all these other things. They're not trying to down you. They're not trying to make you feel bad. They're saying, for God's sake, don't go out in that. It's just not you. Try this. That's you. That's great. And they're the same friends who you can say, well, actually, I feel pretty cool in this. I'm going. And they'll go, all right, let's go. It's that friendship, that balance. You know they're not doing anything to hurt you. You know they're there to support you. You know they're brutally honest, but always on your side. You know that even if they don't agree with you, they'll tell you, but they'll still turn up in the morning and say, I'm here, mate. That's what you need. Not the naysayers, not the people who are always telling you what's wrong, what won't work, why you can't do it. You need people who say to you, you can do it, but have you thought about this? I'll turn up on Saturday morning. Oh, I'll come and have a go. I don't know anything about it. I'll be there for you. That's what you need. That's it, I think. Is there a thank you? There's a thank you. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope I didn't bore you senseless. Thanks, babe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tracy. A round of applause again for our speaker. Shortly, my name is Agnes. I came in shortly when Antonia was talking, and in the few minutes, I grabbed a lot of things, and that is why I'm here. So I'm not afraid because I'm doing this very, very first time. So thank you very much. So she has said a lot, and I don't know the acronyms to give to all this because it's quite much, starting from setting boundaries and all that. But before I'll go on to the acronym, I think I want to deduce from everything. I would like to ask also what we have learned from everything she has said. So I'm going to start from the table, from the rear, from that sister smiling at me on white. So thank you very much. So what can you learn from all Tracy has said on stress and how to manage our mental health? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. My name is Oluwatosin, and I really, really enjoyed that session. One thing that stood out for me was go ahead and do that which you want to do beyond what people will say. Go for it and break the boundaries. Go ahead and do it. Don't just stay back there or thinking about what will they say, what if I did not do it. Go for it. And most times when we do things, a lot of people look after you. Just go ahead and do what you want to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Tosin. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask just one more person. And preferably, I want a guy because ladies have been talking, and that guy is looking back. Thank you very much. And what have you heard or learned from what Tracy has said? One thing to encourage us. Oh, lovely. I've chosen the right person. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, I was asked to come to the front. Oh. Although I was busy doing some things while she had a session, but I could pick celebrating your wins, even when you have setback, is still a success that is just is a step to greater things. Then from little, from like planting a seed, little becomes bigger, so your little wings become bigger.
Thank you very much, sir. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much, sir. And before I call the next speaker, I will just add this to it, that we should seek help when we need help, professional or whatever. We women, we are like machos, and that is why we die quietly. We should seek help all the time whenever we need help and take rest. We should stop being the face of the family all the time, doing the ajo and all that, and saving for our next of kin and not looking out for ourselves. We should take rest. We should be deliberate about ourselves. Thank you very much. And I'll be calling on the next speaker now, the speaker number 3. All right, somebody want to say something here. Thank you very much.
The adjust thing is just quite funny. But one thing that stood out for me, and I'm so sorry, but this is the seek professional help when needed. I think I want to bring it back home to we Africans and we mothers, especially from Nigeria, because we have that culture that, you see, we cannot be mentally unfit. We cannot be mentally unstable. We can. We are. And we need to continue to have that conversation with ourselves and bring that realization forward to say, if I am mentally stressed with all of the things that Mabel Tracy has said in her presentation, if all of those things stress me out, what can I do differently? And I think I want to use myself as an example here. Sometime last year, I was tired of work. I was mentally drained. I was mentally stressed. And I just told my manager, I said, look, I can't do this anymore. And I went to NHS, and they kept giving me hours, days, weeks, and I think I took 2 months off work. The fact is, these things are there for us, but because we do not feel like we should have access to those things, because we have some cultural mindset that we have brought along with us, we don't take advantage of them, and we need to do that.
Yeah, and I really thank you, Oyin, for this, for highlighting this, because I was nudging you when Trace was talking about it. Honestly, I really want to implore everyone, without your mental health balance, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to be able to lead anybody, not even your family. Okay? And so one thing I always say, professional help is everywhere. Online, in person. Some people need therapy. Now, why? A lot of people, and this will make you laugh in a bit, a lot of people have gone through trauma. There are a lot of things called trauma. Trauma can be when you were young, when you were 1 year old, 2 year old, 3 year old, 10-year old. A lot of people have gone through trauma, and because of the trauma they had, which they've actually masking, women, we love to mask. You've masked it like nothing has happened to you. You've moved on with life, you're married, and you don't want to bring it up. It does come up when you want to accelerate or elevate or do anything great in life. It will show up its ugly head without you even knowing. But the best way to heal, whether from a broken relationship or anything that's happened to you, anything traumatic, the best way to heal from it is not to try and suppress it, is to find healing in professional help. And some of it might be going to see a therapy, research a good therapy, or maybe by, what's it called, by getting referrals or something. Somebody might say, oh, you know, yeah. And then you might need to continue doing it for such a long time, because some people have family issues. I know somebody who has issues in family with a sister and all that, and she was able to seek therapy for a very long time to help her cope with the issue that was happening. So therapy is very, very important, okay? Now, what I always say that make people laugh is that I think, I'm not sure about other cultures, but I'm from Nigeria, okay? Every Nigerian needs therapy. Because almost everybody has gone through some traumatic experience. Even the NEPA, sleeping in darkness, NEPA today, NEPA tomorrow, switching on the generator is trauma. And some people need therapy to get over that, to be able to thrive in a different environment such as this. Are you getting me? So please, you need to seek that. We need to embrace it. Like, it needs to be something like, I want to go to the supermarket, I want to call my therapy. It should be, that's how it should be, right? It's not just, and sometimes therapy it might not be, for some people it might not be professional, but it could be talking. Because one of my own greatest therapy is I talk to trusted people. I have trusted people in my life that I go to talk to just about everything, okay? And I trust them, and God put them in my life. They never disappoint, okay? So it's important to talk, and it's important to seek professional help.
And I think she has a question. All right, Tracy.
All right. I just want to say, listening to everything's this. The worst thing that women do is the masking, because of the fear. And fear stops us in everything we do. Fear stops us with confidence. Fear stops us with bad treatment that we accept. Fear stops us moving forward. Fear stops us asking for help. We are not perfect human beings. And if we accept that this kind of issue can happen to anyone. In fact, some of the strongest people I've met, including myself, have literally hit that brick wall. And the only way to batter fear down is to face it and to talk, even if it's with your church initially, with your friend, with a stranger who lets you. But get it out, because as soon as you release that tiger, you feel better. Without any therapy. The next step is all the therapy and finding out the rest of things. But let it be. If you are struggling, accept it and let it be.
Thank you, Tracy. And to my sister here, I think she has a question for us.
It's a question that Antonia has a answer. Antonia, I'm going to say God bless you once again. Because really, imagine somebody like me coming to this country and I started working in a company and I started telling myself, come on, I'm very lazy. Because I'm not that kind of a person that you get to work, you have everything timed and session. But coming back from Nigeria, the hours you've faced on the traffic and coming back, you've already spent all your days on it. I mean, because what prompted my question came from Onyinye, because it's more like the awareness, because way back home, they're still doing the same thing. I mean, in my company, I have break, I have 10 minutes break, 10 minutes, I have another 1 hour break. And most of the time, I'm always on my seat, I'm like, oh, I've missed my break. I've missed my lunch. Because way back in Nigeria, you sit on your seat, you are there eating, walking, doing everything on the seat. So my whole main question is the awareness back home, because really, a lot of us are still missing it. We are getting it here, yes, but how do we pass it? That is what we need to look at. How do we pass it back to them? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that is something we are going to discuss and work on, education and orientation. And it's a long thing. We just keep talking and keep informing and trying our best, because we can't get there in a day, right? Thank you very much. So that will get me to the next speaker, at Grace Olagoke will be coming up. A round of applause for her. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow. If we go home now, I think we've had enough, to be honest. Thank you so much, Tomiwa, for this opportunity. I'm so delighted to be here. And thank you, Antonia. Thank you, Tracy, and everyone. Wow. I've really learned so much. And, we keep learning. And the day we stop learning, we start dying. So we need to keep learning. All right. Today, I'm going to be focusing on balancing motherhood, career, and purpose. I mean, they have touched most of these things, but I'm still just going to kind of go through what I have here, and I believe that we're going to, go home with something from it. All right. Okay. So balancing motherhood, career, and purpose. Can I have the next slide, please? Or I'll just do it from here. Right, so you see a picture of a mother or a lady having to do so many things. So it means that as a woman, you are so many things at a time. So the first thing is for you to know it. Just know it. Have that understanding. Just put your mind to it that as a woman, I'm so many things. Because you're going to be, doing so many things at a time. So having that knowing already prepares your mind. It prepares your mind for what you have in front of you. Okay? So next slide, please. So I said something. I said navigating the balance between having a successful career and being a present mom. Not living out fulfilling purpose is a challenge that many women face. I have also faced this. I want to be there for my children. At the same time, I want to work to support my husband. At the same time, there's a purpose I feel that, I need to fulfill. I need to go out there to reach out to people. I need to do this and that. But how do I manage all this together? Thinking about it alone is challenging. And you cannot just sit down and fold your arms, because the more you sit down and think about it, the more you are mentally stressed. So apart from being a challenge, the good news is that with intentional strategies, it is workable. With intentional strategies, you can put it together.
it can be done. It can be done. Next slide, please. You can do it all, just not at once. You can do it all. I can do it all, but not just at once. You know, we need to know that. Okay. Should I continue using this? Okay. So yeah, so I said you can do it all, just not all at once. And that quote by David Allen says, you can do anything, but not everything. I know we all know, of course, I know most of us here are Christians. We have the Bible saying, it says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Yes, you can do all things, but if you read that context, it's not talking about you being able to do everything. Let me do it. I need to be a superwoman. No, that's not what it's talking about. Yes, you can do everything, but you need to understand that not all at once. Not all at once. That picture there, because I've tried to, inculcate pictures so that we can also use it to, maybe when we see it, we use it to remember. That's a lady there. She's having a laptop in front of her, trying to do her work. And then she has a baby in the mat under. And then she also has, if you look at the right end, you see her camera there, positioned there. So that stands for purpose, and the laptop, her work, and then family. She has to do all these things. But knowing that not all at a time, knowing that you can do it all, just not all at once, she's focusing on that and having to look for a way to, fulfill others, if you understand what that picture means there. Can I do away with this? Kind of distractive here. Thank you. If you don't mind. You need to maybe move around the room. Better. Maybe I'll move around. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. But if you feel, it's okay, then you can let me know. So yeah, all right, next slide. Then balance is a myth. Prioritization is key. You know what a myth is? Something that historically everybody has taken to be correct. Something that we believe that is true, but actually might be false. So we have this idea that we can, balance it and all of that. But the key thing there is prioritization. You will never have it all at the same time. And you need to accept that seasons of life require different focuses. Okay, thank you. So seasons of life require different focuses. I'll give you an example. So there was a season in my life when we just came in. purpose, to be able to function in it. You don't start running because someone is ahead of you. Understand seasons of life. Understand structures. Understand systems. Right. Next slide, please. You need to define non-negotiables. What truly matters? So at that time, work was on top of it for me, even though family was there. Family, career growth, after work, and then I came back to career. Don't forget, I was also making sure that my children were taken care of, but I had to pay for it at the time. That's where the balance comes, but we did mention that balancing is a myth, but prioritization is what is key. And that is what helps you to thrive. Knowing what is more important at the time, because one thing will not continue to be important all through your life. You need to understand that one thing, it will change because seasons change. Okay? So what is important is family, career growth, passion projects. Passion projects. Cut the cluster, prioritize what fuels you. You need to prioritize what fuels you. And I will keep going back to this example. I had to prioritize work at the time because that was what was going to fuel every other thing I was going to do. I needed money. Antonia mentioned it. You need money. You need to be financially stable. And you're not going to blame anybody for you not having money. You're not going to blame anybody for you not making it. Like she mentioned something that, struck me. She said, make your own table. And this is me making my own table. If you go to the first slide, this is me making my own table. Don't wait for the name. Do it your way. Do it your way. What matters? Family, career. Back to the last slide, please. Growth, passion projects. Prioritize what fuels you. Discover. You have the responsibility to discover what fuels you. You have the responsibility to discover what pushes you. The quote there by Stephen Covey says, the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. I'll take that again, because I really need that to really sink into us. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule. You have so many things on your schedule. You want to do well. You want to buy a house. You want to ride a very big car. You want your children to go to private school. You have a list. But the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Know what comes first. Know what you need to do first, because you can't start running before you stand. You need to stand before you run. Before you stand, you need to sit. If you cannot sit down, you cannot stand up. You need to know what comes first. There's nothing wrong in you not knowing, but you making ways, looking for ways, trainings, learning, like she said, all these things, most of them are available online. Look for it. Stop the blame game. A lot of times we do the blame game. Stop the blame game. Right, so we should learn to do what? Schedule our priorities. Next slide, please. Time is your most precious asset. Time. Time. It's a very precious asset. Look at that. That picture signifies how time slips away. Time slips away. And there is a woman standing, looking at the time, slipping away, with passion, with determination, looking at the time. But time is going. and you really want to achieve a lot. And you need to think about it. It's a question to every one of us. Where does your time go? What takes your time? What really takes your time? Sometimes we are sat using our phone. You know, there's this this saying that goes, your phone makes those close to you far from you, and makes those far away close to you. And then you see that as soon as you open your phone, you're spending so much time scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And sometimes you see something that you are supposed to be doing. You know in your mind that I'm supposed to be doing this. And then you see another person doing it. You're like, oh. What takes your time? What makes your time slip away? You need to track it. Not just tracking it, you need to audit it. And not just auditing it, you need to reclaim it. Don't let it continue to happen. The first step is that you have been able to recognize that time is slipping away. That's good. There are people that cannot even recover from, getting their time back. They don't even know that time is slipping away. They always tell themselves, oh, there's time. Oh, when I start, I'm not perfect. When everything is perfect. They are waiting for perfection. But no, you can't wait for perfection. You need to take a stand. You need to move. The slide, please. The slide, please. So you need to track it. You need to audit it. And then you need to reclaim it. And there's a quote, because I've tried to, put kind of a quote in every slide. Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. Making a living is not what is important, but making a life. You need to make a life. And that life is what you are going to, hand over to the next generation. Antonia was talking about handing over these things to the next generation. Otherwise, it will die. It will die. Next slide, please. Guilt is dead weight. Every time we have, that guilt in us, I'm not able to do this. I've not been able to be a present mom for my children. I've not been able to do this, carry out this passion. I'm trying to reach out to, widows. I've not been able to reach out to them. I'm trying to reach out to children. I've not been able to reach out to them. I want to do this. You have a lot of things in your list that you want to do, but you have not been able to achieve it. You have tried everything you can, but you're not getting the desired result. Yes, it's okay. But drop the mom guilt and the career guilt. Oh, by now, I should have had my PhD. I should have been a doctor by now. Drop that guilt. Everything draining you, you need to disregard it. You are not failing. You are best. Your best is enough. Your best. What you have, start with it. It's okay. It's okay to start small. When you start small with consistency, you become big. But if you are where you are with your hands folded, wishing and thinking, it will not come to pass. Be present where you are, where your feet are. Where you are, be present there and make it happen. Make it happen where you are. Be present there. Don't be everywhere at a time. Be present where you are. For instance, while I was doing that work, I focus on it. I do it with all my mind, all my strength. All I need to do is just to check up on the children, check up on the lady. And you know what? You live with your means. I was not going looking for the best people that will be able to handle the children. It's just talking about community, networking again. I had to just send a message to, one group, students group, to say, is there anybody available to look after kids? And then when someone, gets back to you, you check that the person is okay, you check where the person lives, that the person is just, the right person. And that was it. All I needed to do was just to give, call to say, how are you guys doing? Have you eaten? Have you done this? What's going on? Just like that. And that need was also met. Be present where your feet are. And the quote there is, there is no way to be a perfect mother, but a million ways to be a good one. There is no way to be a perfect mother, but a million ways to be a good one. And the thing is, there's no best way. You have to make your way. You have to make your way happen. And because this person is striving in this particular way, does not mean you will thrive in that way. Make your own way. There is no wrong or right way. Next slide, please. The power of no. I was just discussing with, how I was, sat down here and, one of our speakers, I think that was Tracy, talking about saying no. Sometimes you need to say no. Otherwise, you'll be drained. Sometimes you need to say no, and it helps your mental health. It helps you. Say no to things that don't align with your values. If your values don't align with that thing you want to do, there's no point, because it's going to stress you. And you don't want to be stressed. A stressed person cannot offer anything good or anything excellent. Learn to say no. Overcommitment kills purpose. You need to delegate, you need to automate, and you also need to eliminate. I'm not going to tell you the things to eliminate. You know the things you need to eliminate if you sit down to, reflect and think about it. There's a saying that goes, 20 friends will not play together for 20 years. There are some friends you need to eliminate. And then there's also another saying. It says, make new friends. Never lose the old one, because one is silver, one is gold. As you're making new friends, the old ones, don't throw them away. Because when you had them, they were silver. And then as they are going, you're making new ones. Those silvers becoming gold. And then the gold ones are coming. You need to network. Delegate. You see, sometimes in your home, for instance, myself, there are a lot of things that tend to, when things are not where they are supposed to be, it tends to stress me up. Know the things that stress you up. And know that you cannot handle everything by yourself. Learn to delegate. Sometimes we want to do everything by ourselves because when you do it, you feel that's the best way it can be. That's the perfect way. Oh, no, don't worry. And your child says, Mommy, I want to help you cut the tomato. You say, no, don't worry, I'll do it. Don't worry. Everything, don't worry, I'll do it. Delegate. Even in your place of work, delegate. Delegate. Don't try to do things every time on your own. The difference between successful people and very successful people, listen to that. The difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. They have structures. It's so difficult. Structures is workable, but it's so difficult because you need to be disciplined. They have structures. They have the way they want to run their home. They've planned out the next thing they want to do and how to go about it. Structures, putting structures in place. Saying no can be a structure you want to take up. Sometimes, not for everything. Like I was saying to her, I said, when I came into this country just a few years ago, every time you want to send money back home, isn't it? You want to send money every time. You're happy to do it. And then while you're doing it, some people take it for granted. You send them money the first week of the month. The second week, they have another problem. You say, okay, I'll try to send you something. You send it the second week. The third week, they come up with another problem or another person's problem. You try to solve it. And before you know, you are draining. You are being drained. You are being drained. And at a point, I said to myself, you know what? Once I give you this month, every other thing you want to do that wants to be in that mode, just keep it till the next month. I had to say no to some people, and that helped me a lot. and it will even reduce stress for you. So I'll quickly go. So the power to say no is very, very important. Next slide, please. Build a support system. We've said this over and over again, and it cannot be overemphasized. We need to build support systems. Being a support woman is a myth. Get help. Get help. You need help. Don't think you don't need help. You need help. You can't do it all by yourself. You need help. Your family members are there. Your friends are there. A community like this. Connect with people. Yes, I understand that sometimes you can be an introvert, but yes, to make things work for you, to make things easier, you need to get help. You need to get help. At home, your partner can be your help. And that's, for me, that's a very strong one. Family, child, get help. At work, get mentors, get peers. Flexibility, make it work. Choose the jobs that will make you flexible so that you can do other things. You can meet with, your passion. You can meet with, projects that you have. It will give you time to plan other things. Flexibility is very important. Get help. Build a support system. And the quote I have there says, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. Alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. So don't be alone. It is even the Bible says that it is God saw that it was not good for the man to be alone. Don't be alone. Connect with people. Next slide, please. Self-care is non-negotiable. And this is the most important for me. This is the most important for me. You can't pour from an empty cup. That's a picture of a woman trying to pour, from her cup to every other cup. She has the cup of work. She has the cup of family. She has to pour from what she has. She cannot give what she doesn't have. So you need to make sure that you are, having self-care. It's not something, it's non-negotiable. You need to look after yourself. Sleep. Make sure you have enough sleep. Take care of your mental health. Your mental well-being must come first. Because if you're not all right mentally, you can't give so much. And that is why you need to, it's something you even need to prioritize. Self-care. A burnout mother and worker helps no one. If you are experiencing burnout, you can't even help your children. You can't help your spouse. You can't help your family, let alone the community. You can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself. And sometimes we tend to, look after every other person around us. We tend to, take care of every other person around us, leaving ourselves. No. Do little things that make you happy. For instance, I like to window shop a lot. For instance, for some people, it's just painting their nails, sitting down to just do pedicure and manicure. It's something that helps them. Look for something that makes you happy. Look for something that, when you engage in, you see yourself, you catch yourself smiling. Engage in things that, make you rested mentally. Okay? So get enough sleep. Make sure you are not burned out, because you will always, as a mother, when we started, we said you have so many things. So know that you have to pour on different cups. So your cup must be full always. Your cup must be full. Next slide, please. Align work with purpose. Now, we're talking about motherhood, career, and purpose. You need to align your work with purpose. You need to align your work with purpose. That's the picture of a lady on a road to something that gives her joy in her heart. And then by the road, she has money, she has passion, she has impact, but she's on a road to something that pleases her. This is what you really need to do. So money matters, but meaning is what will fuel longevity. And you need to choose work that excites you, and makes you fulfilled. It doesn't align. If it doesn't align, leave it. Yes, if it doesn't align, leave it so that you are not stressed. Because when you are stressed, it will reduce your productivity. Okay? And then the quote I have that says, your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. Next slide, I'm ending now. Our final thought: done is better than perfect. Don't be looking at being perfect all the time. Just get the work done. You have a vision, get started. Make it happen. Stop talking about it. Start doing it. Start making moves. Start putting things in place to make it work. Done is better than perfect. Let go of perfection. Focus on what truly matters today. The quote says, perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can get close to being excellent. You know, that's another picture. You see the one that's done. It's a bit messy because, you know, she's trying to put everything together and all of that. But the most important thing is that the work is done. But see the one that looks nice, it's empty. Because it's waiting for perfection. It's waiting for the day that will be the right day. But no day is the right day. But the day you make right. Finally, there is no one right way to balance career and motherhood. The only right way is your way. No one is perfect, and it can take many years of trial and error to find your perfect balance. So you need to be kind to yourself and find your own way, because your own way is different from another person's way. Find your own way and treat yourself right. Thank you so much.
A big round of applause for our speaker. A whole day is not enough for what we are trying to treat here. Another round of applause for her, please. She has done so powerfully. She's a passionate speaker. From how she's speaking, you know she wants to say more. Thank you very much, Ma. We really enjoyed the section. And the take-home, everybody understand, we need to strike a balance for career, for motherhood, delegate, be kind to yourself. If it means to be selfish to yourself, you need to do it so that we are going to not break down and not believe that we are superwoman. Yes, we have the power and the strength in us to do all things, but she underlines that we can't do everything at the same time, even though we can do all things. So we are going to be going to the next section now because we are running out of time. So we'll be going to the panelists. So, and I will be throwing the questions to Ross, and I want to meet everybody on this table. Do you want to say something? Okay, they need to come forward. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Don't worry. I'm even with my glasses. All right. So for the panel discussion, we are having the panelists. We have Anne. Okay. A round of applause for her. Can we be together, everybody? A round of applause for her. I should be walking through here. And okay. Pamela Ibudu. Well, Ibude, thank you very much. And we have Onyinye Nwachuku. I think Anne A is in Wakolo. Have I completed it? Thank you very much. So we have our panelists here. A big round of applause for them. Let's encourage them. Thank you very much. We're waiting for you. Keep clapping. The more you clap, the more she comes here. All right. All right, we are going to make it a very fast and sharp one. Do we need another mic for them so that they will be able to be fast and furious? Thank you.
Check.
So I'm going to start from Han, and we have some question that runs about tech and the tech words. So I'll be asking you, how can women in tech drive innovations while balancing leadership roles and personal responsibilities? All right, I'll take it again. How can women in tech drive innovations while balancing leadership roles and personal responsibilities?
Thank you very much. So, before I talk, I don't know if I can talk about myself a little bit before
Yeah,
I
we
answer
don't
the
mind.
question.
We're just
Would that
trying to
be okay?
manage time. Okay, so a brief introduction is not bad.
Because I mean, I need to talk about myself for me to be able to.
Yes, please. Yeah, please.
All right. So my name is Anne, and I am a data analyst. I currently work in the healthcare sector. And to answer your question, before now, I wasn't always a data analyst. I started my career in banking. I have a bachelor's degree in accounting, and from being a banker, I had worked in a bank for several years before I became a data analyst. I started my transition, and then I did some training in data analysis, and then I did my master's in data analytics. Now, coming to this country, I came to do my master's, and why it's important for me to talk about my experience, because I need to explain how you can leverage on technology for you to drive innovation and self-growth or professional growth. So now, coming to this country, when I was doing my master's, I got a job, in a sponsorship job, where I was offered a role as a data analyst while I was still doing my master's. Now, why was that possible? Because of the skill that I had, right? A skill that is in demand, that people are looking for, right? Now, when you talk about innovation, organizations now, everybody is driving towards digital transformation. Everybody is leveraging on data-driven solutions. So you now, as a woman that wants to work in tech, how can you benefit from that? How can you make contributions? You have to get the skill. You have to know what organizations are driving towards. You have to know exactly what they want, and then gain skills. Find out, okay, this organization, healthcare sector, for example, they are driving towards AI. They are driving towards other, using predictive analytics to predict bed spaces, to predict diseases. How can you make a contribution towards that? You need to gain skills. You can leverage on that. That's innovation. Everybody's going from manual processes to automation. Everybody's doing things. Hospitals now are going from manual records to having digital records and things like that. You can leverage on that. You can use that opportunity. You can find out, okay, what can I even do? How can I make a difference? At the end of the day, you are finding out how you can add value. And in that process, you would find opportunities in the work environment, in the healthcare sector, in the finance sector. You find opportunities. So that's one way you can leverage on innovation. I don't know if I've answered the question.
Yes, you have. Thank you very much. We can hear from her now. Apart from education experiences, she mentioned we should gain the required skills for us to be able to fit into the tech world. So I'll be going straight to Oyinye now. So you can also give a brief introduction of yourself. And I'll be asking you this question, that how can women from non-tech backgrounds successfully transition into the tech space, and what resources are available to help them? Can we get the mic through that? Okay. I will take the question again.
This question is quite long.
It's long, so we can take it one after. So the question is,
how can women get
how
into the
can
tech
women
space
from non-tech backgrounds, like I don't have a clue about tech, so how can I successfully transit into the tech space? And what are the tools available to help them out?
I think, in all honesty, the answer to the question has been provided by Awele, which, I mean, I've known Awele for a long time. Sorry, Anne.
All right.
People refer to her as Anne. I've known her for over 15 years now.
Ooh,
something.
that's lovely. Yeah.
And a way for you to really and honestly transition into tech world is to just get going. And I would use I'll use Anne as an example. I recall in 2020, during the COVID pandemic, Awele normally would send me her videos, her pictures. She was always doing some nasty things on TikTok and all of that. And she would send them to me and say, oh, put it together for me into one of those video apps, right? And send it to me. And she would send me I would do that work for her. But later on noticed that she started her data analytics course that period on LinkedIn. And she may not know, but I was watching, and there was this progress that had started with her. So just an example, if you want to get into the tech world, get into it. The fact is, I'm a product manager at the moment, so I'm just going to do a brief introduction. I'm a product manager in the tech world, yes. But many times I don't really do many things that has to do with coding. It is just sometimes talking about these things in a meeting as a product manager or as a product owner. So how can you get into the tech world without, from a very non-tech background? Get into it. Do the work. Push yourself. Do the skills. If you've got LinkedIn, go into it. Get your certification. Just keep doing something. Don't just sit on your bum, because it's not going to wait for you at all. I was going to say something else that really, really strikes me, and I think that's a conversation we are not having here. A way to get into the tech world is to have people around you, and maybe we've said something, but the support system around you that tells you how to support you into doing what you want to do and become ambitious as much as you want to be. And that's where are the men, where are our fathers, where are our brothers, where are our husbands. They have to be there to energize us, to continue to encourage us. And that's one of the challenges I'm seeing, especially in this kind of conferences. I would ask, where are the men? Have we asked them to come for this invitation? Have we invited them really to these conversations? Because if I see some few have come, they didn't know we're coming. But yeah, these are the he for the she's that we are looking out for. We want them to always be in these forums with us, to have this conversation, because when we want to get into the tech world from a non-tech background, we want to drop our kids with them and do that thing that is tech. And they need to be in the room to understand it, to say, okay, we are going to support you. You want to be in the tech world, let me hold on the kids, or let me do something while you pay attention. The point is, if you want to get into something, get two takeaways from this question. If you want to get into the tech world from the non-background stage, get into it. Second, get a support system. Your man, your husband, your father, whatever it is, get them to support you.
Thank you very much, Onyeye. I think Hannah wants to say something. From what she has said now, from the rhyme we used to say when we were young, what you have to do it. So I think that is what he's telling us to do now. So she said 3 things, she said 2, but it is 3 things actually I got from what she has said. Get it done. You want to do something, then do it. Get a support. And she said to be ambitious. So I think passion and ambition also fuels these to get it done. So Anne, over to you.
Okay, let me just add this now. I don't know if we have any women in tech here at all. You were...
Okay, we have someone
Okay, I just want to say this now, because sometimes when I say it, a lot of people argue with me and say, no, it doesn't work like that. I don't believe that there's nobody that can start a career in tech. And the reason I say that is because of my own personal experience. I did not think I would be good in tech. I did not think I would be a good data analyst. Maths was my worst subject. I was never good in statistics or anything like that. Yes, I was a bright student. I studied accounting, but I didn't even like accounting, to be honest. But when I started learning data analytics, I was determined to learn something new. I had worked in a bank for over 10 years, and I wanted a change, and I was determined to learn something new. And I just started it, and it was very difficult at the beginning. It seemed like, what am I even doing? What have I gotten myself into? That was how I felt. But the more I practiced, the better I got. I was working in a bank, and what I just want to say is this: there's no right time to start anything. There's no right time, because when I did my Coursera course and then I started a boot camp, I was 4 months pregnant. And when I was doing the data analytics training, I had a baby in between. I left, I gave birth, I came back maybe after a couple of months to continue the program because I had paid for it, I had invested. I used like maybe 6 months of my salary to pay for the course. So I knew that I had to finish it. So I had my baby, I came back, and I finished it. Now, when I finished it, when you do training, sometimes you don't know what to do after that. But being a data analyst is more than just doing training. You have to constantly practice your skills. I was building on my skills. I'll come back from work. I was working in a bank, and everybody knows that as a banker in Nigeria, you work long hours. You put in a lot of time in your work as a banker. I would go to work 7 in the morning, come back home 7 in the evening, sometimes later than that. I had my office in my room. I would go there, and I would start practicing my data analytics. My husband would say, are you not going to sleep? I said, no, there's this challenge I want to do. I want to post it. Nobody gave me that job. They're not paying me for it. But that's the way I'll build my skill. And I was doing this consistently. And by then, I didn't even know I was going to come to the UK or anything like that. I just wanted to learn a new skill. And by the time I finished the course, I knew that I wanted to work full-time as a data analyst before I came to do my master. So why I'm just saying it is because no matter what your background is, whether you are in healthcare, whatever it is, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, whatever it is that you do, you can have a career. I work in the NHS, and I have had colleagues who were medical doctors before, but they are working as data analysts now. I have seen nurses, I have seen many job positions for nurses in that they are looking for nursing experience, but it's a data analyst position. So whatever your background is, you can have a career. It doesn't have to be related at all. I came from finance, now I'm working in healthcare. So you can work in any area. You just need to identify your skills in the area where you work that will be useful for the job you want to do, or the career you want to go into, or the pathway. That's just what you need to do. So anybody, you don't need to be scared of it. It's not so difficult. Statistics, like I said, was not my favorite course, but I had a distinction in statistics in my master's because of consistent practice. So that's just what I want to say.
Thank you very much. She has said the word consistency. And to our beautiful Pamela, I just love the way they were sitting now. It's just the best position. So a little introduction to you and what you do. And the question for you would be, what role do mentorship and community play in helping women succeed in tech? Now she has answered the part B of the question. How can aspiring women find the right mentor?
Okay,
I can go over it again.
That's fine. Let me do my introduction.
All right,
first.
love.
Okay, so my name is Pamela Ibude. I'm a data analyst. I'm so proud to be called a data analyst today because a few years back, not more than 3 years back, I was just a teacher in a school. Going for morning assembly was one of my most worst moments.
Wow.
Because we would stand, we would take care of kids. I love to teach. Yeah, I loved it. But that was not where I started. I landed there because of family. When I graduated from the university in 2006, I got a banking job. That was the first job I got as a banker. I worked in the bank for about 5 years, and then I got married. When I got married, I was living in a different location from my husband. So when I got pregnant, it was hard. So I had to resign my job to join my husband, and it was tough. So because I did banking, I somehow went into accounting. I started doing ACCA. Yeah. So while I was banking, I was doing the ACCA course. I was paying in pounds then. So that was not small money. I was paying while I was single. When I got married and I resigned my job, then there were some things happened and things changed. The money I used to have, I didn't have it anymore. My husband was not doing so well. I couldn't continue my ACCA. I was battling with kids. I had to drop ACCA. I had to face my family, and I had to train my children. I trained my children for more than 10 years, 11 years. My first daughter is 13 this March. And so at a point, when I got into teaching, I got fed up because I knew that was not what I was meant to do. And then my father visited my home. And while he was leaving, he called me Ufoma, that's my first name. And he said, Ufoma, I'm happy you're doing well. Then my husband was doing well. He had a very good job. He was doing very well. I could ask him for money. I could get whatever I wanted. I was comfortable in my house, but I was not comfortable. Why? Because I had not found purpose. I was not doing what I should do. Yes, I was in the music. I was singing and all that, but yet I was looking for money to even do my music. So money too is very, very important. It's good for women to make your own money. Don't depend on your husband for money. Make your money. I wasn't okay. I was depressed. Yes, I got to that point. I was depressed in my husband's house, even though I had everything going on. I had house help. I had support system, So at that point, I called my father. Sorry, I deviated. My father, while he was leaving, he said, Ufoma, I'm happy you're doing well, but you haven't lived up to your potential. And that word struck me. You haven't lived up to your potential. I'm sleeping, and I'm thinking you haven't lived up to your potential, because I was very intelligent as a child, and he knew what I could do. So I took that word, and one day I called my husband. I said, now I want to live up to my potential, and I decided to do masters. And I said, I want to do my masters. He said, where? I said, it's not in Nigeria. It's abroad. He said, how? I said, I will go now. It was difficult for him to let me go, but then I started to do something. You know what I did? I went online to research. What do I do next? And I said, which course do I take? I studied chemistry. I was meant to study medicine, but for some reason, I didn't go to the school to study medicine because I was pursuing my husband then. I was going to the school he wanted to go. So because of that, I went to do chemistry.
We'll discuss that.
So I went to research. And then somewhere I just saw data analytics online. Google. Data everywhere. I said, let me see what this thing is about. It was sounding interesting. And before you knew it, I said, I'm taking a course on this data analytics. And I started with Google, and I started taking that course. So while I was taking it, I was getting more knowledgeable. I was taking it while I was teaching. It was difficult. I was doing school runs. I was taking the course. I was teaching. I was singing. I was doing so many things at the same time. I didn't even have much time for my husband. But then I was doing what I was doing. So after that, I told my husband, I want to do a physical training. I want to learn these tools, Tableau, Excel, all these things that they said is tech. Let me see this tech. And my husband said, how will you do it? I said, I will pay. If you don't want to pay, I will pay from my little salary. But then he agreed, and I went into the training. It was tough. I went into that training, and that was where the breakthrough happened. At night, when my husband is sleeping, I'm pressing the computer. I'm learning Excel, learning this, learning that. And at some point, I told my husband, I'm not doing data in Nigeria. I'm traveling now to do this data. Don't worry, I will travel. When I'm done, I will come back. And, finally, my husband agreed, and I traveled, and I came into the UK, University of Bradford. I got the admission into applied AI and data analytics, by the way, because of the things I had done, the trainings I had gone through and everything. And I got into school. I never knew anything about machine learning before I came here. I knew, but I didn't understand what it was. But when I got into school and I started the work, then I can tell you now that I can build models, machine learning. I can work with Python efficiently. I can draw dashboards. I worked with a company recently. We just finished a project, a logistic company, and I was able to do their analysis. I did a presentation for them, and they were really, really impressed. I could go for interviews with confidence. Wherever your questions want to come from, I have the experience. Now, there's a definition of intelligence. Intelligence is not that you were born intelligent. That's why machines are intelligent. They were not born. Machines were trained, and that's what's used for AI. That's why we have AI. If you can train yourself on anything, then you will become that thing. If you can train yourself on anything, then you will become that thing. And that's what makes you intelligent. If you are a tech, you want to become a better tech, train yourself on that aspect. If you are a non-tech, you want to become tech, train yourself. There's nothing you cannot do. And there are some women, they feel that tech is for men. No. We all have brains. It's not just for men. And now, beautiful thing is AI. When I first joined tech, there was no AI, really. We didn't really know about AI. Yeah? You could do data analytics with your Excel and all those manually. If you know the difference between data analytics then and now, you will know that AI is boom. And AI is in every sector. Everybody should embrace AI because AI will make you achieve 100 times more than manual. Yeah. AI in your business. I was asking my daughter recently, I said, what do you want to become? She said, Mommy, I want to become a businesswoman. I said, business, I know. But
in the blood.
I said, no, you want to become a businesswoman. I want you to do tech. She said, Mommy, no, I don't want to do tech. I said, you will do tech because it's tech that will make you become that businesswoman. You need tech to drive that business. When you advertise your business online, you run ads. For those of you that do business, you run ads online. And now, before you could run your ads manually, but now AI enables you to target the people that you want to do your business. How would you get the sales? AI. In medicine, AI. Even your clothes you sell at home, AI. In fashion, AI. And AI is tech. So women, if we embrace AI, then we are embracing tech. So it depends on how much tech do you want to use? How much tech do you want to involve? The more you use it, the more results you get. So the earlier we embrace AI, the better. Sorry.
Thank you very much. I think he's getting hotter. Or you want to say something? All right. Okay.
Sorry, thank you, Pamela. I thought I don't know if she touched on the question as regards mentorship.
No, she has not. She's about to say that it's the introduction, the brief introduction.
Okay. Let me just quickly say, because the thing is, we are pressed for time, and my answers are quite short because I know that I'm time conscious and I'm thinking about that as well. I think to answer your question on that mentorship is to ensure that a mentorship exercise or a mentorship relationship is a give and take relationship. It's a two-way street. You must have a goal in your mind to say why you want to mentor. And then your mentor as well should be able to learn from you as well. And that's how mentorship works. And I will give you a perfect example at my office. To be honest, I don't like female mentors because I don't want anything. I just want to get into the work and get out. And men are really very nice with that, so I just go with it.
Yeah.
So I looked in and I picked men, and I went and I said, oh, this is guy, Nick. And I said, I want you to be my mentor. And he said, yeah, that's fine. 2 days ago, we had a conversation, and I was saying to him, and that's of course, tech whatever, it's business analyst, tech world, whatever. But stakeholder management is a very, very deep process. And I think that then you say, does that make sense? To me, I'm even insulting you if I say, does that make sense? Because culturally, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I put that to him, and he gave me very practical tips that has helped me at work. So that role of mentorship is really key, but you need to remember that there is a two-way street. It is a give and is a take. And you as the mentee should be the driver of that relationship, not the mentor.
Thank you very much. Because we are trying to manage time here, I'm just going to ask just one question. Generally, anybody from the three very intelligent ladies we have here, because they are powerful. I'm seeing them. They can all be my mentor anyway. Okay, you want to add? Okay, briefly, please. All right, love. Okay.
I just want to add to it.
Okay.
Okay, so for mentoring, I want to talk about mentoring in the tech. Okay, so specifically in the data analyst, data professionals. Yes, so it's very important that we find a community where we have fellow data professionals to work with, because we all speak the same language, and in case you have difficulties, you can always reach out to them to solve. Trust me, tech-related problems can really be techy, and you cannot do it all by yourself. You need help. You need help. So if you have any issues, so there are communities that you can identify with. If you are not a student, in the student community, yes, you have some societies you can. But if you're not a student, there's Women in AI, which is a community here in UK and other parts of the world. You can identify. All you need to do is just send them an email online, and they will respond to you. And when they have conferences, they will invite you. And trust me, you will learn a lot from it. And there's another community here in Bradford, and it's called Pi Data Bradford. Pi Data Bradford. In that community, you have community of data professionals, those who are highly professionals. You have enthusiasts as well in that community. So you have people with different experiences there. So in case you have questions that you need answers to in the tech, they have solutions for you. And you get ideas. You get ideas to grow in the tech industry. You get information. You get mentorship there as well. There are people there that you would want to be your mentors as well. Then when she was talking about mentorship, give and take, yeah, that part, it's not easy for you to say, be my mentor. Sometimes you say, be my mentor, and you're like, what do I do? Sometimes I'm confused. I don't know what to do. Yeah, but there are conferences that you can actually volunteer to work in. That's giving. And when you give, you get an opportunity to mix with those people that you need, and you get your solutions from there. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you very much. So because of time, we are going. All right, okay.
Good evening, everyone. So I just want to lend my voice to these beautiful women. They've said very beautiful things. I'm in tech, and so I just want to maybe if a man is talking, it might make a little more, I'm just saying a little more to buttress what they are saying, right? And buttress, not to say it's better, but buttress what they are saying. So the first thing I want to say is I work in tech. I never worked in tech while I was in Nigeria. I started as a marketing person. I started as a salesperson. But I can tell you that being in tech is a mindset thing. If you cannot conceive it in your mind, it can never happen on the outside. Every success you want to ever see in your life starts from inside. So first of all, how do you see yourself? So tech is just an enabler. If you can use a mobile phone, you can do tech. I'm being honest. If you can navigate through your mobile phone effectively, you can do tech. Whatever it is you're doing, tech is an enabler. It's nothing. It enables you to do something much more. You understand what I mean? Now, I studied marketing at University of Bradford. I never did anything tech, but I had a mindset of there are only two industries I'm going to work. Either it's going to be media or it's going to be in tech. And what is tech basically? Now I sell software. All I'm just doing, people are developing software and I sell the software. All I just have to just do is my sales and marketing skills that I have is just say, okay, how do we sell this skill? And there's an aspect of tech that people don't talk about, which is tech sales. Tech sales is an easy part of sales that you can do. If you can sell a pen to a person, you can do tech sales. And I'm telling you, and I am paid wholesomely. If that's the problem, yeah, you are paid wholesomely. So first of all, what I'm just going to say here is it's a mindset thing. And I have worked in tech in just 1 year, and within 6 months, I have built my own tech brand by just observing what the product I'm selling. So I can tell you that the skills that you have, you don't need any supernatural skill to join tech. It is a mindset to say, I want to do this, and I'm going to do it. And this is a community that you have. You hold your hands together. It was in class that somebody told me, say, Grant, you're not going to do care job after work. Initially, I thought that was just way, but I'm telling you, by just listening to somebody say, I will not do it. Me too, I say, okay, me too, I will not do it. I will start looking out for the opportunities. Now, how did I land my tech job? It was just a communication, a chat on LinkedIn. I'm telling you, on LinkedIn, I didn't have an interview, just had a chat, and I sold myself. Sell yourself, package yourself. See, what you already have so much that the world is waiting for. Some of us, it's just fear. Fear. That thing that you have, trust me, is enough to break into any sector. It's all about how you package yourself and how you sell yourself. I can help you brand you for free. I do it. Package yourself. If you're a woman, I will brand you for free. And you will stand like you're a champion. But the thing about tech is that when you get in there, even if you don't know it, you'll find your way around it. Be vulnerable enough to say, I don't know it. Okay, I know this, I don't know this. Tell me, teach me. Be humble enough. Trust me. These men of color, they like it when you're vulnerable. And they will teach you. And the sky is your starting point. So again, my point here is tech is just an enabler. And anybody can be in tech.
Thank you very much. Can you tell us your name before you go? Grant. A round of applause for him. And you can see this is power packed. He said he can mentor for free. We have other mentees and mentors and everybody. So just have the right mindset. It is not for women. I'm even so surprised we have the powerful women here. I'm fidgeting here. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will be rounding up this section so we could go to the cutting of the cake. Any words to take home from you, Onyeye, before we go briefly?
I think it's just to say, I like where Grant has come from. It's a mindset.
Thank you.
You just start.
Start.
I'm much more interested in starting things than talking about them.
Thank you very much.
If you really want to do, just start.
If you want to do tech, just start. Have the right mindset and start. Pamela, in one word before we go. One word.
Will I say just start again?
Okay. Just start.
She said just start. She's from the chemistry background. I don't know his background.
Just do it. So I've done social impact. So I've been in finance for a long time as well in the banking sector. And then I moved into social impact more. So I was doing a lot of product management for youth and women banking with First Bank. And then I came in here to study my master's in sustainable development because I was interested in SDG 5. And I did that. And then I thought to go back into the non-profit space. So currently I'm a product manager in tech, but in a non-profit space.
Thank you very much. And she's from the chemistry background.
Yeah, but I'm no longer in chemistry.
Yes, but we can't leave your background. So in case we have anybody in physics, in biology, they just have the right mindset and just start. Thank you.
I'm a data analyst.
Data analyst.
Yeah, so if you've got purpose for tech, I know there are women here that they want to do tech and they're like, it's techie. It's not techie. After all, with AI, things are no longer techie. Trust me.
Is it only women? What about men?
Oh, sorry.
If you have men,
it's just women.
Okay,
men as well.
All
men
right.
as well. Sorry, I just want to give this example.
All right, love.
Yeah, so I remember then when we used to do Python Then you have to remember the script that you want to write, line by line of the code. But now, AI is now affiliated with Python environment. So you just need to go to AI, pick up the script, run it, and that's all. So AI is here. So women, embrace tech.
Embrace tech. And Anne, what is the take home for us from you?
My take home is you have the power to shape your journey.
That's
you
a
just need
powerful
to,
one.
and it starts with having a growth mindset.
Can you see our mindset is the powerful tool? We have the right mindset, which you get the skill, get the right mentor, go to the right community, and it is not techie. We can be there, male, female. Thank you very much.
Learn to prioritize yourself, because you can really get into tech, and it's a rabbit hole sometimes. So you must learn to prioritize yourself in the process as well, and balance yourself still, because tech it could be tough, but it's a good place to be. But be careful and prioritize yourself.
Okay, don't lose yourself while you get techie. Thank you very much. A wonderful round of applause, a big one for them as they leave the stage, and we get on to the event of the day. And we are next on the curtain. I think that round of applause is too small. Maybe because we did not pay for this session. A big round of applause for them. Thank you very much. Yes, okay. Okay, we are going to be calling Shalom for the cutting of the cake. For the celebrants, please stay with us. Oh yeah, 1 minute. Thank you very much. The cutting of the cake, we need you here. Thank you very much, Lord.
Thank you so much for your patience so far. God bless you. So we'll be cutting the cake. We'll be going straight to that. And we'll be spelling Tomiwa while cutting the cake. If you would like to join her here, please kindly do.
Antonia, Pamela.
Okay, so Tomiwa's daughter wants to sing happy birthday to her mom. So we'll be giving us that opportunity, please.
Okay, she wants to sing happy birthday song for mommy. Come around.
So she can come around so we can take pictures with Tomiwa daughter. So yesterday was her birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Bless you.
Make a good Lord bless you. Make a good Lord bless you. Make a good Lord bless you.
Thank you very much. And can you join them at the table? Thank you very much.
Daddy, please join us.
Daddy,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The husband of the celebrants, do you want to come and take a photo shoot with your wife? Please, photo sections, come around. Come in thousands, millions.
After this picture section, Mama Antonia will be coming up to pray for the celebrants.
Mama Antonia, we need you to give us a rounding up prayer. Let's come up for photo section.
Picture section, please join the celebrants, please. You're not permitted to be seated. Please join the celebrants.
How someone who stands for good could not have a day that would be
Can we have the closing prayer? Mama Antonia.
So Mama Antonia will be praying for the celebrant now. Mama Antonia. Yeah, I think so. So Mama Antonia will be praying for the celebrant now.
Hello.
Yes, ma.
Okay. Wow. So, wow. Let's bow our heads in prayer. Yep. Okay, Tomiwa. So let's pray for this lovely celebrant. So, Father Lord, we give you thanks. This is a time for thanksgiving because we're thanking God for our life. So, Father Lord, we thank you for the life of Tomiwa today. We thank you for 35 years on this earth. Wow, that's a lot. So we give you glory. We thank you, Father, for the milestone. We thank you for our journey. We thank you, Lord, for our family. We thank you for the children. We thank you for helping her through all the journey, relocating from Nigeria, coming to this country. We thank you for this journey with the women, this purpose that God has given her, this vision that God has given her, and she being able to take the action. We give you glory, oh Lord, for leading her at a time like this, for bringing women into our life at a time like this. And we pray that greater things will be born from this vision. We pray that greater seed will be sown into the lives of our children. We pray that this blessing will be upon our family. We pray that she will go from all ends of the earth and she will connect and impact the lives of women. We pray that the seed that we have sown today through Tomiwa bringing us together, this seed will be a great seed that will touch the lives of millions of people. We pray that she will be healthy as she walks this journey. We pray, Father, that she would have joy. We pray, Father, that she will have happiness. We pray that she will have sound mind. And we pray that she will continue to grow in the name of Jesus. We pray that our family would be part of our elevation. We pray that our children also will watch her and they will call, and they will grow and they will call her blessed. We thank God also for our husband, especially because without, they said you can do things, you can do great things without a man. Okay? But you can't do it against a man. So that means that you can be a single mother and do great things. But when a man is there, you need him to be behind you. And that's what Mr. Tokpe Dada is doing in the lives of Tomiwa. And we bless him for doing this. Because not a lot of men will back their women to be able to elevate other women, to give her that chance to do whatever she wants to do. So we pray that God will bless you, Mr. Tokpe Dada, for this that you're doing, being here on ground, trying to support your wife. We pray that God will bless everything that you do. The books you've written, we bless it in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Lord. We give God the glory. Thank you, Father. Amen. In Jesus' name, we pray.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that powerful prayer. And we just need like 2 or 3 people that wants to talk about. Yep, sure. Okay. Then a closing remark from Tomiwa then.
Hey, thank you so much for coming today. I'm so happy. I'm happy like I'm happy now. I'm happy, the way everything ended. I'm so happy. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time, for your presence. Yes, God bless you. God bless you. Please feel free to take your food. Yeah, take something at the back there. Yeah, and be comfortable. Enjoy yourself. Also, one more thing. Please, my on the 22nd of March. Yeah, so my husband will be launching his book. Yes, and there's going to be an award night here. You are invited, actually. Yes, you are invited for my husband's award night. Yeah, and the launching of his books, please. We'll be glad to have you around. Yes, thank you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for coming. We'll see you again. Okay, so please, Bellings. I want to appreciate the immediate team as well. Mr. Ezekiel, thank you so much. Bellings, thank you so much. Well done. Thank you.
It's my birthday today, clap for me.
Yes, please, there's food. Yes. We're still partying till like 10 p.m. today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody buy me calling.
Please, let's go for our food. Please, feel free to go for your food, oh. Please.
Oh yeah, everybody buy me pariwo. Pàtẹ́wọ́. Bani oyè ni mo tún lé lọ́mọdún kan. Wọ́n dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Ọlọ́jọ́ ọ̀bí dẹ́nu ta ọgọ́, ó dẹ́nu ta ìyá. Yóyọ̀ ẹni dé mi dé sọ́wọ́ bá mi yọ. Èyí ọpẹ́ ló ń jẹrẹ mi tètè mọ́. Àṣejù ọpẹ́ ló ń jẹrẹ mi tètè mọ́. Bàbá kì í jẹrẹ sí jẹyàn. Jíjí tí mo jí lòwúrọ̀ yìí mo lé lọ́dún kan. Mo bá pa mi ó ṣe é gbé, mo bẹ́sẹ̀ mi ó ṣe é gbé òwú. Bàbá ẹ ṣé o, tẹ jẹ́ kí n rọ́dún tuntun. Bàbá ẹ ṣé o, tẹ jẹ́ kí n rọ́dún tuntun. It's my birthday today, clap for me. It's my birthday today, wá bá mi jó. If you love me heartedly and you really want to show, it's my birthday today, clap for me. Everybody, bá mi kọrin náà. Pàtẹ́wọ́. Ọjọ́ òbí mi. Pàtẹ́wọ́. Yo, yo, yo. Ẹ wá bá mi jó ẹbí, ará, ẹbí, ará. Jẹ́ ìṣe pẹ̀lú o. Àkàlà yìí gbọ́dún jẹ́ ènìyàn ṣe pẹ̀lú o. Má tún ṣe púpọ̀ lágbára lóhùn ẹ̀ má ṣe pẹ̀lú o. Jíjí tí mo jí lòwúrọ̀ yìí mo lé lọ́dún kan. Bàbá ẹ ṣé, jẹ́jẹ́ kí ìrọ̀lẹ́. Mo gbá pa mi ó ṣe é gbé, mo gbẹ́sẹ̀ mi ó ṣe é gbé òwú. Bàbá ẹ ṣé, jẹ́jẹ́ kí ìrọ̀lẹ́ tuntun. Bàbá ẹ ṣé o, tẹ jẹ́ kí ìrọ̀dún tuntun. Bàbá ẹ ṣé o, tẹ jẹ́ kí ìrọ̀dún tuntun. It's my birthday today, clap for me. It's my birthday today, ẹ bá mi jó. If you love me, I tell